Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the QLS channel. We are here for the second semi-final of the URC. Now, you may notice that it is Loftus behind me. The reason for that is we know one of the sides through to the final, and that is the Bulls. The question is whether or not it will be an all-South African final or whether Ulster, as the underdogs, can manage to win this game at Cape Town Stadium. But hope you guys are all doing well. Hope you're excited for this match. And going to be the Bulls and the Stormers in the final, says Peter Lowe. And also Stormers, Yao Lickading, and also come on Stormers, says Kid Urban there as well. But hope you guys are all enjoying the rugby that we've had on tonight. We've had Super Rugby. We've also got the Gallagher Premiership running at this current point in time, and a little bit more Gallagher Premiership with top 14 coming up later on tonight. But hope you guys are all excited for this match. It's going to be a massive clash. Like I mentioned, the Bulls are able to beat Leinster by 1 point in their last fixture, and now they are looking to continue with some South African flair in this game for the Stormers, to finish second on the regular season table. Stephen Kitsoff, Kutsa, and Franz Malharba in the front row. Then Selman Morat and Marvin Ori there as 4-5. Dean Forey, Diamani, and Evan Ruas. He's going to be one to watch out for in this contest, as he's an absolute workhorse, absolute beast of a man at number 8. And he might be able to run over the top of a few of the Ulstermen that now looking through at the back line. Herschel Yankees starting in at 9. Mani Labok at 10. Damien Willems and Roan Nel will make up the midfield. Lillian Sass out on one wing. Sibelu Senetla out on the other. And Warwick Gallant starting in at fullback. We have also got the ARDA from Katie Dixon. Welcome in. Hope you are doing well. Of course, the Harlequins playing at the moment. You'll be very excited for that matchup up against the Saracens. Warwick in the front row alongside Rob Herring and Tom O'Toole for the for Ulster. Then it is O'Connor and Henderson as their locks. Marcus Rea starting in at number 6. Nick Timoney at number 7, and then Dwayne Vermeulen, the former South African Bulls player. He is going to be there, and rearing to go at number 8. So him versus Ifan Ruiz is going to be an absolutely incredible battle of physicality and probably a lot of aggression involved. It's kind of the young versus the new, and come on, you Quins, says Katie Dixon and JR. Then for the back line, I should say, Cooney will be there at number 9, Billy Burns at 10, and alongside that, it will be McCloskey, Hume in the midfield, Balakoon out on one wing, McElroy out on the other, and then Moore slotting in at fullback. But these two sides, they aren't too far away from getting out onto the park. This game, like I mentioned, taking place at Cape Town Stadium. And throughout this competition, a majority of the time, the home team have been able to win it, although there was the exception of that last semi-final that we did see with the Leinster boys getting knocked out by 1. But Venter, Harris, and Foucher as the front row replacements, they are going to be dangerous in the later stages. Also another name on that list, Nabakaba. Watch out for him, and Masimla as another South African player to keep an eye on. Then for Ulster, I'd say that probably Kieran Treadwell, one of the bigger players. Matty Rea also has his brother out there on the field initially, but he will be coming to join him. And then also Nathan Doak as the replacement, number 21. But ladies and gentlemen, do let me know your score predictions for this matchup. It's an awesome affair between these two sides. It is currently almost 1 a.m. here in New Zealand, but I would not be missing this game for anything, as it should be a very entertaining one. But yeah, do let me know your score predictions. For me, it's going to be split by I'll go less than 7. I was going to say less than 5, but that might make it a little bit too close. So we'll go less than 7. And I think with the Stormers being at home, we've seen how crucial home field advantage can be. I think I am going to say that the Stormers are the side that can sneak this one. I'll say 28 points to 21 or something similar in that regard. But now, if I had to pick a couple key players for the Stormers in this game, I'll say Herschel Yankees. Certainly going to be one to watch out for. And Evan Ruiz, like I mentioned a bit earlier on, is another player who is dangerous. And I also like Damien Willemse at number 12. It seems to be something that a lot of teams are doing now, is putting the guy who normally plays fullback at inside centre, see how he goes. And Damien Willemse, I think with Rohan now in the midfield, are going to be able to cause a bit of trouble for the Irish. But the thing is, the Irish defence, no matter what team it is in the URC, they are strong. And I know that Connacht, they did end up missing out on the quarterfinal stages, but they have still got some very good defence when they need to. And this is another side that certainly love to test out that defensive line. Ian Henderson at line-out time, another player to watch out for the Ulstermen. And also all South African affairs, says Craig Swanepoel. And of course, if we do end up seeing Stormers win this game, it will mean that the next week's game will be taking place from Cape Town Stadium, Stormers versus Bulls. 2 weeks' time. They actually have a little bit more time just in case it is going to be a Northern Hemisphere versus Southern Hemisphere final, which of course will be taking place in Ireland if Ulster are able to win it. But the Quins have scored a try. Says Katie Dixon there as well. Who was able to score it? Katie, do let me know. Of course, the Quins up against a tough Saracens outfit will need a lot of early points on the board. But Stormers, they were sitting with a lot of points on the board throughout the regular season, finishing second overall. Ulster, a little bit lower, but they were higher than the Bulls, which is why if the Ulster side are able to win, that is why they get the home final rather than the other way around or vice versa. But looking through at the Ulster side, a couple other players, Danny Kerr, nicely done by the halfback for the Harlequins. Also very, and Danny Kerr, sexy devil, says Sebastian. Well, that answers that question as well of who was able to get the try. Of course, you're going to need those early tries, like I mentioned. But the best thing is, like my prediction, I said that they'll be away or they'll be behind at halftime. That just seems to be how Harlequins work. And then they really rack themselves up in the second half. So hopefully they aren't changing the way that they play for this quarterfinal or the semi-final, because else then it could end up backfiring. Currently a very good start. Alex Donbrandt getting the early try, and then also Danny Kerr now slotting himself over the try line alongside him. But the Stormers versus the Ulster side, that is only going to be taking place in about 3 or 4 minutes' time. And as soon as we are underway, we'll be doing the commentary on the channel. But yeah, do let me know your score predictions for this game. Said that it will be Stormers by 7 or less. Just looking at the lineups, though, there's quite a few hidden gems, I guess I could call them, throughout these lineups. Stephen Kitsoff at scrum time up against Tom O'Toole. I think he will be pretty dominant. Franz Malherbe also there for the Stormers up against the veteran Andrew Warwick. So a nice little combination for those two. And then you've got a couple young guys in Ethan Ruas and also Nabakaba coming off the bench in the loose boy trio. Whereas for the Ulster side, you've got Dwayne Vermeulen. He's had a lot of experience, definitely up against South African opposition and alongside them as well. So will be interesting to see how he ends up going. But Billy Burns and Mani Labok, it's going to be a big matchup for both of these guys, having to make sure that they open up that back line, because both sides have pace for days on the wings. You've got Sinatla, you've got Rob Balakoon. I love to see them in a foot race, but more than likely it will be a little bit of a mismatch. I've just realized how much Ethan McElroy from a distance kind of looks like Damien Pinot with blonde hair. Don't know whether or not that's a fair assumption, but we are only about 20 seconds away also from the Spark Sports showing us the coverage here in New Zealand. And it looks like Cape Town Stadium, pretty good crowd at the moment in attendance for their Stormers side. I don't see too many Ulster kits around, but it is the semi-final, and this is very loud at the moment, so I'm going to turn it down just a little bit more. There we go, but the cheerleaders are currently showing off what they can do. They are wearing the Stormers kit as well. Wait, was that the actual... No, that wasn't the actual Stormers team, was it? That looked very similar to one of the players, but I doubt that they would have their Stormers players warming up with the cheerleaders before the match. Although I guess it's one way of getting in a little bit of an extra workout just before you get out onto the field, having to chuck the cheerleaders to the other cheerleaders in that one. And now Paul Willemse. Who's Paul Willemse? That's actually the French man, isn't it? It is Damien Willemse, who is slotting in at number 12. And first try of the match, I am predicting, is going to be scored by Diamani. And I was like, yeah, I think it's the just male cheerleaders and kits. Says Gary Dixon, also the cheerleaders with the thumbs up. Yeah, it is. But yeah, a couple of them look very similar to actual players. Like, I think it was one of them kind of looked like, a couple of them actually look like a couple of the forwards now that I think about it. But we won't look too hard at it just in case we do find out. I mean, that would be a plot twist, throwing out a couple of them into the warm-ups. Looking through Dan McFarlane, he will be hoping that Ulster can get themselves a win away from home here. And it would be a massive one for Ulster to keep their hopes of winning the URC alive now that they know that there's no Munster, that there's no Leinster. This is the opportunity for an Irish side to be able to go on and win. And they are wearing a crisp yellow kit at the moment here for Ulster. I don't think yellow change gear. I don't know whether or not I've seen them wear this kit before. Ulster for a live stream anyway. It is a very nice kit. And now these two sides making their way out onto the field. This is for the opportunity to face off up against a tough opposition in the in the Bulls. I was too late. Sorry, says it didn't. No worries at all. We are still only a couple minutes away from kickoff, so you are absolutely fine. And do let me know your score predictions for this one as well. Looks like a couple of the Ulster players, including Dwayne Vermeulen. Now, he's normally greeted in quite a friendly manner in South Africa, which is pretty awesome to see that mutual respect of the fact that not only did he go overseas, but when he comes back, the crowd still absolutely loves seeing him there. Now, looks like just about to make their way out onto the field. the DHL Stormers, and you know it's going to be loud once these guys make their way up. Sibelo Senatla going to be leading out the Stormers. He has got 9 tries as well, which is very impressive for him. And now making his way out onto the park, and everyone in attendance. Oh, did he trip? No, he didn't. Okay, never mind. He was just dusted in the grass. I thought for a second he almost face planted, which would have been very unfortunate, and bollocks. See, Sebastian, so Saracen scored then? I would assume that is. But now the Stormers making their way out there. Herschel Yankees, I think, could have a decent chance of being able to get himself an early try into this fixture also, as he just runs a brilliant support line, Herschel Yankees, the majority of the time. And now, Daryl Mitchell getting himself to 150 at the moment. A big game about to happen, says Atini. It certainly is. And Stephen Kitsoff, former captain of the side. They are ready to go. The Stormers, they look determined because they know how big of an advantage it is to have home field advantage. And a South African derby is exactly what the whole of the South African population is after for this match. But Mike Adamson in charge of this one. And then it will be Sam as one of the touch judges. That went very quickly. I didn't actually get a chance to read through all the names. I didn't even see who the TMO was for this game. But I assume it will be in the hands of someone very capable for this one. We are now ready to go, ladies and gentlemen, for another match of the URC. It is going to be Ulster with Billy Burns kicking off this one. We'll go like this. And we will go like this. There we go. We are ready to go. JJ Kutsa is going to be in the starting lineup for this game. But Billy Burns now for Ulster, kicking it off. And the second semi-final is now underway. Taken nicely inside of the 22 by Rohan Nell, driven backwards in the process, but still inside of their own 22. So I believe they might have the opportunity of kicking this one for touch if they do decide to use it. But first of all, just getting a couple hits up, making sure that a couple of those forwards get loosened up, ready to go for a tough physical game up against Ulster. Herschel Yankees puts up the box kick and now does go into touch. Good kick downfield from Yankees, clearing the lines 40 meters out. Now the line out will be going the way of Ulster. And also, we look at the last time they played was the score. The score was 23 Stormers won, if I'm right as well, says Atini. So yeah, it could be very close. And also William Burns, says Sebastian there. This game is going to be very entertaining. Oh, step off. They're already having troubles at line out time. Okay, in the line, Ulster in. This looks like okay. We've already had a problem with the line-out, and we're only like 1 minute into the game. No one quite worked out where they were supposed to be standing, but now it's taken nicely. Slinged across Billy Burns. Tackled low by Damian Valemza. Springs back to his feet, and it is tackled second time by Forey. Oh, back line looking good for Ulster, although slipping in the midfield. Hume does go down, and now it's a penalty to the Stormers, so that will fire up the crowd early on in this fixture. That is for sure, and it was Damian Valemza straight over the ball. And in Cape Town Stadium, currently, very popular team, the Stormers, that is for sure. And this will be the location of the final if they make it through. And that will be in 2 weeks' time. Okay, at the moment, Mike Adamson just having a bit of a discussion with Stephen Kitsoff. He wasn't too sure about that penalty, although it was in his favour, but I think it was more of the case of in the breakdown, seeing whether or not they can get themselves a penalty a bit later on. Marty Lebok looking focused. Kicks this one down towards the touchline. It's a brilliant kick as well. Only going to be about 10 meters out from the line, but it was a bit of a slip. James Hume ended up getting his jaw knocked out. Sebastian says, David the Mob, welcome in, David. You are doing well, mate. Do let me know who you think will be able to win this game. It's currently, to be honest, it could go either way. Although the Stormers having a dream start, getting themselves a 10-meter out line out. JJ Kutsa about to throw this one in. Marching up here, the Stormers, making sure they know the plan. Who are they going to be going to? It looks like there's a chance they might consider throwing up Morad, and they do just that. Taken nicely at the back, and now trying to roll slowly forward. It's looking very good. JJ Kutsa got it at the back, only 5 meters out. If they get the advantage now, it could be absolutely lethal for them. The pitch is getting torn up at Cape Town Stadium, but JJ Kutsa still marching. Getting closer and closer. Stephen Kitsoff trying to keep blended into that rolling maul. Now extremely, are they down? Geez, that's just a pile up. It's a penalty try. And this might end up being a yellow card. Oh, wait. No, he's actually, wait, the try's given. Okay, so he was going to give a penalty try, but the try was actually down. So because of that, that probably saved the yellow card there. It's almost down for me, brother. Anna Mitchell totally dominating. Yeah, he's doing very nicely. And big love, David. Says Sebastian also goes Stormer. Says Atene. So JJ Kutsa is able to score the first try of the match. That was a weird scenario because the referee was running over to give it as a penalty try. But, yeah. Weird times in the early stages, but it is a Stormers try nonetheless. It was either going to be an easy 7 for them, or they were going to have to at least take the kick, and they are going to have to take the kick here. The Stormers, done by JJ Kutsa at the back. He does end up scoring it in only the 3rd minute of this game. Brilliant start for the Stormers. Go like that, but he turned his back on the Mike Addison. He ran towards the post, so the only thing that saved the penalty try was the fact that the touchy said that it was down. Very useful indeed for him. Now he will go like this. And it will be Marnie Lebok now trying to line up this kick. He's taking his time. The crowd at the moment are very loud, which is awesome to see. And it could even be a sold-out game if they do end up getting it right for the rest of this match, the Stormers. But very early try was actually scored in that last match of the URC semi-final. So anything can happen in the early stages, but it's how you play for the rest of the 80 that will determine it. And also goes Stormers try time, says it Tinny there. And ARDA, brother. Here's Katie Dixon to David. 5 minutes through, Marnie Lebok. Ready to line up this kick, and it looks like it's just making sure this one goes over. It looks like there's a very nervous child behind him at the moment. Hands on the head, waiting, hoping this kick goes over to give them a 7-point lead. Taking his time, Marnie Lebok, deep breath. Strikes it. It's wonky. It's gone out to the right-hand side, and I think that is possibly slightly the commentator's fault. Earlier on, they said how great he had been throughout this season. Just ends up kicking that one, not the best, but you're certainly going to be hoping to get a few more over in the later stages. But Marcel Kutsa, or sorry, not Kutsa, it was JJ Kutsa, and somehow under the massive Mandem, they were able to get that ball down. Over line, it's close to kick down on the full. I think he's just kept that one in. Very nicely done, Salman Morat. In fact, no, they have now said that it was into touch. And directly into touch from Billy Burns. Another mistake from Ulster. Feeling the pressure early on in this game. And with the extra altitude as well, it looked like they were going to try and take that one quickly. Okay, so because he made contact with the ball and then landed outside of the field of play, that is why it did end up becoming the out on the full rather than anything else. Klowski, number 12 for this game. He will be going head-to-head with Damien Valimza. Both of them love running it hard at the line if they do get the opportunity. And there should be quite a few of them. And he kicks to the left, he kicks to the right. Marnie Lebok is kicking a shot, says Sebastian. And I haven't heard anything more about the Quins game, Sebastian. So have the Quins been able to score any more tries, or are they still at a bit of a stalemate with Saracens? Do let me know. And Ulster just keep making mistakes. Let us win, says Atene. Yeah, you'd assume that they will come right at some stage throughout the next little while. For Ulster, all they need is a big scrum or something, penalty maybe, just to try and change that momentum. But 909 kgs in their pack weight compared to the 871 of their opposition. Ball now about to go in. Marnie Lebok feeds it. Now they're trying to drive forward. It doesn't really look like there's too much driving going on. All of the turf is just getting absolutely destroyed now. Off to Marnie Lebok. Got to take and run wide ball. Out to Lillian Zuss. Brilliant tackle on him. Gets him around the ankles as well. And James Hume going for the ball. Wants to take it quickly, possibly an 8-12 to the Quins and 8-12 to the Quins. Says Sebastian there. So who was the try scorer for Saracens? Out of curiosity, was it J-Mo George or was it someone else? Do let me know on Southern Hemisphere for the win. So here's Hex there. Lillian Zuss just ends up getting his ankles tied up underneath him. And now, okay, the referee once again having to explain how lineouts work. And I was like, Ben Earl. Ben Earl. Oh, he doesn't score too many, does he? Or does he? Who am I thinking of? I'm probably thinking of someone else. He's a forward, isn't he? That's such a basic question. My brain's gone blank for the premiership just a little bit. Ethan Ruas trying to cause a nuisance of himself, but it's going to be nicely taken. 22 metres out from the line now, and Ulster has still got this ball in hand. John Cooney going to be rolling it back. Well, Dean Forey just smacking Dwayne Vermeulen, I think it was. Now nicely taken there by Lillian Zas. A lot of pressure on him. Now they are looking to go to the short side. Evan Ruas tries to go through. Good tackle on him by Henderson. And also we need to destroy Ulster and knock them dead, Stormers. I'm rooting for you through Southern Hemisphere Pride and definitely want to South Africa Derby final URC. Says Sammy Souza. Morat running hard at the line. Sitting currently 45 metres out from the line. In fact, now they've gone back into their own half. Trying to kick it downfield, and it is going to be taken nicely now by Balakuna. Oh, he slips, which is a rare mistake from that man, although maybe just trying to get a little bit of, I guess, a little bit familiar with the turf at Cape Town Stadium. It is getting ripped up majorly every time that it goes down. Now, Marnie Labok considered going for the kick, but instead now has been dragged down. Brilliant work on the ball there from Ulster, and that will be the Ulster penalty. So Labok, he hesitated to go for the kick, and it has backfired for him, and they're not releasing penalty. Now, I'd say if you're Ulster, you almost have to go for the corner here, as you are 5 down already. Only 10 minutes through the game, though, so of course plenty of time if they do want to try and take on the 3. He's a loose forward, he's there most of the games making up the numbers, says Sebastian. And also, no, please miss. In the English Premiership, what team is the most towards the Southern Hemisphere? You're probably looking at either the Wasps, because they've got a lot of Kiwis, or London Irish have quite a few Australians, and then Sale Sharks have quite a few South Africans. They're probably your 3 as the ones who have the most double-ups, I guess. Sebastian and Katie will probably be able to help me out there. Is that the best way of describing it in terms of which countries kind of link up with the Gallagher Premiership sides? It's going to be stolen there. And line out time by the Stormers. Nicely done. And now big Dean Forey starts to drive the legs. Ulster, they'll be disappointed. And the thing is, Leinster were not able to win many line-outs up against the South African sides either. Now, little knock on, was it? It's going to be stolen here for Ulster. Big rush defense from Dean Forey, and they're going to be going back now. Wait. Okay, Dean Forey's not too happy. At the moment, he's actually already got a black eye. Now, the referee is just going to have to try and calm things down, which means most of the Archies play in France. Exactly right. And they are currently in the semi-finals, or that are currently in the semi-finals, I mean. Okay, so you've got... Oh. Okay. Oh. Saracens, we don't really have many Southern Hemisphere boys. Harlequins have got Lewis Liner, I guess. Other than that, though, that's a tricky one. Yesale is the Biltong suburb of Manchester. And also Sale Sharks has Fuff. And there's Dinny. Oh. I think Ian Henderson just tried to break Dean Forey's arm, which he wasn't too happy about. Now it's going to be the scrum feed. And I believe it's actually going to be a scrum feed for the Stormers. Initially, they did say there was a knock-on against Ulster, but then they changed their mind and said that it was a Stormers one secondary. And also in terms of location, says Hex. They're currently... Wait, so that is the most towards... Oh, okay. So location-wise, I think that's Sebastian's department. He knows England a bit better than myself. So who's the most southern side in the Premiership at the moment? Because they've got the Saints, they've got Leicester, they've got Saracens and Harlequins. So yeah, who's the furthest down, Sebastian? Do let me know. Now, ball is going to be fed in, and it looks like Herschel Yankee waiting for this ball at the back, and it is now available. It's a very even scrum. Marnie Labok now passes wide out into the hands of Ruan now. Dragged down nicely on the halfway line. Exeter Chiefs, as I said, Sebastian. Now, nicely done by Evan Ruas, trying to make a couple of those extra meters, which could be crucial. Now, Yankees consider passing it straight into one of the opposition players. Now, rush defense. Jeez, that's big contact, but James Hume, it's going to become a penalty as well, going back for something initially for offside it was. Okay. Advancing man offside, so now 45 metres out from their own line here, the Stormers, they will be kicking it for touch. Sri Lanka versus Australia, I should mention, is actually kicking off in 15 minutes' time as well. So plenty of action happening around the world for not just rugby, but also sports in general. Okay, McCloskey was the man who was called for offside there, Stuart McCloskey, although they're showing Ian Henderson. So maybe they can't quite decide. Now, Marnie Lebok about to kick it to the touchline. How did Scarlets didn't make it, says Etienne. Or whereabouts did they finish overall? Because I know that the Scarlets, were they just outside or did they have to play one of these sides that made it relatively far? I can't even remember who played who in the quarterfinals, which is a bit rough. I know that it was Leinster versus Glasgow, and they won drastically. Stormers played Edinburgh, the Bulls played the Sharks, and then Ulster played someone else who I can't quite remember. Ulster played... Who did Ulster play in the quarters? Who did they play? And Scarlets and Ospreys just missed out, and the Welsh had a horrible year, club and international level. Here's Sebastian, but at the moment, the cheerleaders trying to fire up the crowd 22 metres out, and it is going to be offloaded back to Evan Ruas. Now short pass, inside ball. Evan Ruas is going in for the try, and he has been able to score it there for the Stormers. It was a beautiful set play, and that will now put the Ulster side under a bit more pressure. But Evan Ruas, was it Munster? Oh, yeah, Irish Derby, wasn't it? Well, that one. But Evan Ruas able to score the try. And that will be in about the 14th minute. Like they're saying, the line-out coach here will be very happy with that set play. As it was just pop, pass. And also, I want to watch live, says Sunny. It is on the URC.tv website, so be sure to check that out. It is available in some countries, but other countries, it isn't actually available. But be sure to check that out. See where you can watch it in your country. We have got good to know, Sunny. And also, we have got the Ospreys won the Scarlets. And there it says that Tine. Evan Ruas runs in, scores the try. And this is looking dangerous at the moment. The Stormers, they will absolutely love the fact that this game, if it keeps on going this way, then the next game of the URC is going to be taking place in South Africa as well. Now, Marnie Lebok going to be lining up this kick. I'm interested to know what that does to the odds, because I know that Ulster were slight underdogs, and 54 to the Ospreys and 36 to the Scarlets. Says Etienne there. Now, Marnie Lebok from about 35 out on the angle. Can he get this one over? He did miss his first kick, and other Saracens and Quins, both London. They are indeed both different regions. And then London, how many teams are in London? London Irish, I think, are also there. And I think there's one other, if I'm not wrong. Now, Marnie Lebok, he's missed out to the right-hand side again, but the score will remain at 10-0 in favour of the South African side and the Stormers. Big Evan Ruas just runs it in, a man who a lot of people feel could have a bot call-up just in his near future. Slams his way over the try line. And now the Stormers sitting 10-0 up in the early stages. Only 15 minutes gone. Ulster need to find a way of countering this aggressive attack from Stormers. Now Gallant. Let's kick it downfield. That one has missed that man who was standing on the touchline, but he has found touch. Now 2 tries already for the Stormers. They're going for a bonus point, even though bonus points do not exist in the playoff games, but they seem like they are playing at an extra tempo. And bollocks, mate, Saracens keep scoring. No wickets in Nottingham. Not good, says Sebastian. So who was able to score the try this time, Sebastian? For Saracens, do let me know. And Stormers are strong. They won Scarlets and Ulster and Leinster. And there says it, Dene. Now that's gone down. Dragging him down. And that will be the penalty now in favour of Ulster. Solomon Murat just got a little bit carried away. Went too early. And Dwayne Vermeulen in there. Will feel weird playing in South Africa, although he's had a little bit of time in Sarah. He's about to get dunked on. And the Queensland Stadium has the most southern stadium out of the 4 semi teams. So go Quins, I guess. That will make Sebastian and Katie very happy, I would believe. Salman Morat just a little bit unlucky giving away that penalty, but you cannot drag the guy down in the air. Now, 15 metres out from the line out for Rob here, and goes to the front, nicely taken. And now Ian Henderson, it's good defence so far from the Stormers, forcing them slightly backwards. But now, looks like it's starting to curl just a little bit more. It is well and truly rotating here for them. Now Rob Herring trying to spin. It's going to be another advantage in favour of Ulster. Cooney Now passes about McCloskey. One more on the outside. That was close to 4 to Balkun. Okay. It's going to be given as the try. Flat. Flat is the call from the referee. So I think Balkun might have just scored for Ulster, but I'm not going to add that yet. And Danny Y says Katie and also Munster need to go against the Stormers. Okay. Interesting. So the way that it travelled out of the hands, there was a little bit of that, but they think that it drifted forward. Okay. Everyone has said it is flat, so now Balkun has been able to score himself the try. Nicely done. The TMO thinks it's flat as well. And now the crowd, every time it shows it, it's just going to be more of a boo. But the TMO has said that it is flat. Mike Adamson says that it is flat. And now needs to be clear as the comment as well. So I know that that's going to make a lot of people unhappy for that try, as it was one of those ones that could have easily been called as either way, but they have given it as a try. And well, that was a real dick punch. Katie Dixon and Lions versus, and it was the lightning bolt as well. Says it's in there. And now John Cooney, looks like he's smiling at the ball. Must be hard while the crowd are absolutely trying to rip you a new one, but strikes it. He slips over as well, and he's hit the post and it's bounced out. No one is kicking it over. And also that the flat there as well, says Sebastian. So now the score is 5 points to Ulster and 10 to the Stormers. I think the way that Balkun took it as well, with the fact that he did have to reach out and tap it back to himself, made it look a little bit more close to being forward. But like Mike Adamson was saying, they did check it. First of all, with the TMO said it was fine. The touch judge said it was fine. He said it was flat. Okay, the turf has really been cut up on the halfway line like they're talking about, but 20 minutes through this game, and now the Stormers will be kicking off. Is that the momentum that Ulster needed to try and get themselves back into this game? Nicely taken there by the number 15, Stuart Moore. Tackled, and now releases the call. Cooney passes back across. Dropping the head, the big number 4, I believe that was Alan O'Connor. Now Jack Cooney goes back across to Rob Herring. It looks like they're just trying to hit up a few more phases, and then they might consider going for it. And also look on Ulster shirt, they have a lion. Ah, I see. And also we have the Ulster giving us some Wallaby vibes with these colours. Says Katie, and also come on Cape Town. Here's Nathan now going back across to Horakalant. Sells the dummy. Ball on the inside. Nicely done. Lillian Zust dragged down 40 metres out from the line now. Coming back one more. Labok. Is it off to Damien Willemser looking for the 50-22 attempt? It's going relatively close, and it does roll out, but I believe it was taken back. Or is it going to be a 50-22? It was taken back into his own half. So now it will be Ulster who have got themselves a line out. 10 metres out from the line, though, and the Storms says it in there. Over here, the Ulster kit, I don't think I've seen them wear this yellow before. For a live stream anyway, and also halftime quins in the series. Here's Katie Dixon. Now getting ready to throw this ball in. Jumping around. And now taken not so cleanly by Dwayne Vermeulen, but it is going to be claimed by Ulster. And able to drive just a little bit further forward. It's a penalty there against Dean Forey for no clear release. And now Ulster will be able to relieve some of that extra pressure that is getting put on them by this Saracen side, or not Saracen, sorry, I was talking about Saracen's Quins there first again, but against the Stormers side. And anyone who is new, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. And petrol bombs chucked at anyone and everyone, says Sebastian. And also Ulster might have been inspired by the Wallabies, says Sammy Souza. Oh yeah, I guess at the end of the day, Rugby Championship last year, I know that this is not a stat that people want to hear, but South Africa, they were defeated twice by Australia. Think there's some sort of secret mind games going on. Probably not. It's more just the overlap of colours, I would think. But who knows? Maybe they did it on purpose. And Stormers, Yowlakading. And also now that they can go, tape Owen Farrell's skull back together, says Katie Dixon. Whatever tape he uses, Peter O'Mahony probably needs a little bit of it as well. And I know there's Etienne now driving forward here with the rolling more. It looks like Rob Herring. Hanging on to this one at the back. They have been told to use it once. Looks like Cooney's about to put up a box kick. Does just that, uncontested. Well, that one, no attempt of a charge down. Nicely taken by Sinutla, and he is lined up straight away by Nick Timoney. And also, I know in 2021, says it, although the Rugby Championship this year could be a whole different story, that is for sure. Yeah, Peter O'Mahony let the Saris borrow his flex tape. Here's Katie. 25 metres out from their own line here. It is going to be Herschel Yankees who puts up the box kick. Ian Henderson unable to charge that one down. It's an awkward one. And Sibyl Sinutla, not able to take that one. Efan Ruas straight on there with the tackle. Now the big number one and Andrew Warwick. Stephen Kitsoff trying to get the turnover. He gets it as well. Nicely done by Kitsoff. He's a hard man to shift when he gets himself set with the wide base. And he's been able to turn that one over beautifully in the Stormers. The moment this game has had a little bit of a seesaw in it. As Warwick went off, and it was actually his opposite in the scrum, Tom O'Toole, who did have a run at the line, but he did get his hands straight on the ball, Kitsoff, and also Stormers need to go get another try. Then they and Owen fell head. Speaking of Australia, it's been ages since they last won the Bledisloe against the old foe in black. Here's Sammy Souza. And now with it being only a two-leg series, perhaps it's a little bit more challenging to be able to get that turnover of the cup, although it's not impossible. One win, one draw would do it for them, or 2 wins at the end of the day would also be enough to get themselves the win. But anyone who is new, like I mentioned, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. We have got plenty more coming up on the channel for not just the URC. We are going to be doing the final in 2 weeks' time, but also we have got the Gallagher Premiership coming up for the final, and then Super Rugby final just around the corner next week. Running forward here, Stephen Kitsoff. And onto that one now, passing it back. Oh, he's in the breakdown, and it's a great turnover there from Ulster, although they just kick it back down the field. Now a bit of miscommunication. No advantage for the knock-on. They are going back. He's in the breakdown, is the comment from Mike Adamson. So because of that, it is going to be ruled as a scrum feed. So he's part of the breakdown. Takes the arm, which they say is allowed. The crowd don't like him very much at the moment, the referee. Mike Adamson, I know that he pretty much had to avoid Australia for the rest of his life after that game between Wales and Australia. And also, I'm assuming Lebok is that fly half. He is indeed. And then Warrikalant at number 15 and Damien Valimza at number 12. So quite a few playmakers in that back line for the Stormers. Now. Okay, scrum has been set inside of the 22, whereas the knock-on was outside of the 22. So quite well spotted by the South African commentator. And where are they playing? They are at Cape Town Stadium at the moment. Is in the breakdown. Says it was Sebastian there as well. Right, it's at the back. John Cooney passes it back into the pocket, and now kick downfield hard. They aren't actually looking for touch on the full. Nicely taken by Warrikalant, who was running onto it beautifully. Now might consider a 50-22 of his own. Instead goes for the little chip and chase. And it's going to be sitting up awkwardly. Nicely taken by John Cooney. Gets back up to his feet. Not held. Can keep on running. And he's still going now. Past the crossfield. Billy Burns sees the space. Does the chip. Does the chase. And now it sits up beautifully. Does the chip. Does the chase twice in a row. It sounds like I'm a broken record. Sits up for him. Oh no, he ruined it. Didn't quite work out for him. Did end up knocking it on just a little bit. Tell you what, that was just like when you spam the chip button on Rugby Challenge. You just keep on going the same move over and over, and somehow it works. And also, the Cape Town boys are better off with Valimza in the 10 jersey, in my opinion. Says something size, and Stormers are named first as a Stormers home. Says John O'Nick, and also broken records. And says Katie Dixon, and also Stormers versus Bulls, Ulster versus Bulls. Says Etienne there. Oh, what just happened to Dwayne Vermeulen? I think he somehow... It was almost like he was a cartoon, the way that he pulled up pretty much to a sudden halt. Like, how did he not do a hammy with how quickly he stopped himself there? But that ball has gone into touch. Billy Burns, he just went for the chip and the chase and the wait for it to sit up, and then the chip and the chase, and it pretty much went like that. But now he's down because he's hurt, because Dean Forey crushed him, I think, which is not what you want. So Dean Forey might be going off for an HIA here as well. Yeah, Dean Forey, he is possibly just off for the HIA at this stage. And yep, I just turned the controller face down on the carpet and rolled it around until you win. Exactly right. And yeah, he found that chip button. Also, we have got a donation from Nathan. Thank you very much, mate. Usually appreciated once again. You've been a very generous man this weekend, Nathan. So yeah, I do thank you very much for that. And I will quickly go like this and like this, and I will see exactly what it is. That's how the Roadrunner stops in the Looney Tunes cartoons. Yeah, he just somehow, like that pretty much, just completely, like it's almost more impressive than anything else with how quickly he just stopped. And I got the dollars in there and got the cricket on Spark Sport. And there's our right. We are going to learn what that emoji is from Nathan, or that little super sticker, as they like to call it, on there. It is the emoji of... That is like the perfect emoji for the situation. Dwayne Vermeulen. Oh. Okay, Dean Forey caught the elbow, but yeah, he was flying forward, Dwayne Vermeulen, and then just sudden stop. Boomfa. And also thanks to Blues for the wins. Or thank the Blues for the win, says Nathan. Also being lucky with the betting for the weekend by the looks of it. So who are you backing in the final, Nathan? Are you going Blues or the Crusaders? And also, it is the perfect emoji, 10 out of 10. Says Katie Dixon. Also, hello, says Betty. To Katie there. But now Rob Herring about to throw this ball in for the Ulster men. Going in, nicely taken by big Dwayne Vermeulen. Now Herring looping around the back, flat pass off to McCloskey, the big man. And number 12, there's a lot of solid units in these sides, I'm realizing, because it's not just the forwards, the backs have good sides to them too. John Cooney, now going back, McCloskey, he was shut down by about 4 defenders for the Stormers. And also good bet, says Nathan. Well, that one, but now going down once again. Cooney passes back across, Billy Burns. Now White cut out pass to Hume. Balakoon finds the offload on the inside, and it's going to be another try for Ulster. And it will now be Stuart Moore who does score it. And why did you retract it, Nate? And there it says, and also Sebastian, and also Vermeulen thought he was Irish. Then he stopped, says John O'Nick. And there as well. Wait, he has retracted it. That's kind of weird, isn't it? What happens with that? Hopefully, like if you did do it accidentally, it does allow you to get your money back for a retracted donation. Hopefully. I would love to see the Blues make it more challenging as the host in the final. Otherwise, it's Crusaders win. And I know says Internet and also try. And there's Sebastian and also Blues for life since 1996. I was only 10 years old. There's Nathan there, but nicely done. And now the score is 10-all in this game between the two sides. So we will add Stuart Moore into the try-scoring list. The big Blues. It's the comment from the commentator. Totally fair enough in that one. Go like this, and we will go like, where are we? There we are. That's the one we're after. Now the kick predictor has it at 70% probability, so not too bad for John Cooney if he gets it right from here. 29 minutes into this game, both sides 2 tries apiece. And this is for literally whoever wins this gets the home final, I should mention. And that one has gone over. So the score now 12 points to Ulster and 10 to the Stormers. And we're giving England a hard time. And there says Betty, yeah, I did see that Daryl Mitchell recently bringing up his 150. He's probably getting closer to 200 now, the way that he was betting. That is if he hasn't gone out. Hopefully I haven't just jinxed him. But Stuart Moore, the youngster, at number 15 for this game, does end up scoring that second try. Now, 29 minutes through, Marty Lebock about to kick this one off from halfway. And you can just see how much the pitch was destroyed. I can't get over that on my bad, Sebastian. And this is Nathan, 162 so far. And this is Betty, and also we have got Betty, says Sebastian. But yeah, does that mean, like if you did do it to get the money back, hopefully YouTube will allow you to do that rather than it being like all weird. Because I know that on Twitch they have like that refund thingamabob. Now, rolling out the back for John Cooney. Ball is out, which does now mean he has to kick it high, and Rob Balakoon is after this one, waiting for it, knocks it back onto the side of Ulster. That's an advantage as well. Oh, that's a big drop. And now it's going to be the advantage in favour of the Stormers. Come on, Stormers. Lebock is playing like mud, says Sammy Souza. Now, little mistake made by Ulster with the ball in hand. Now another scrum fee, which does seem to be one of the more even parts of this game. Both sides, when they go down for the scrum. I'm interested because at 10-0 down for the 10-0 down for Ulster, I assume they would have been quite heavy underdogs. And also as England sleeping, says Paddy there. Dwayne Vermeulen just putting that one down, and also Nagamon says it was Nathan. Now 30 minutes through. Cape Town Stadium. This will be the host area if the Stormers are able to win it. Whereas in Ulster, I believe it will be... What's Ulster's home ground? Is that RDS or is it somewhere else? Do let me know, but it will be an island nonetheless that they will be playing the game. I'd hope that they play it at the Aviva, actually, just because it's a massive stadium for a massive clash of the Titans when we get to see Ulster versus the Bulls, if it takes place, of course. They have been told to use it now. Herschel Yankees passes back across to Manny Labok. Now back to Damian Willemse. Taken nicely by Moore, who takes the mark as well. And Nottingham needs a sheriff right about now. Here's Sebastian. They got to go back 10. Now the youngster Stuart Moore, who did score the most recent try of this game. Okay. Moved in field a little bit from where he took the mark, but it has not worked out for him as that one did not find touch. Now Manny Labok puts the ball up high. Willemse chasing after it. Hanging on to it nicely. Stuart Moore, rain has come. Also, how they actually rained off the field now. Now, still hanging on to that. That is brilliant work from Ulster. A rush defense there from Sibelo Sinantla. Now, they do try and say that he's offside, but that man is just that quick that it is extremely hard to stop him from running straight through and getting the ball in his hands. Now, John Cooney. He's onside is the call. It's gone extremely high up in the sky now. And now under the ball, Warwick unable to hang on to it. I believe the referee has said that it is a... Was it a knock-on? No, he said that it's gone backwards. And also Paul Willemse at France. South Africa was too hot, says Dol DeVos there. And yeah, Paul Willemse, a huge mammoth frame. The ball is out. And now it's a penalty to Ulster. And unfortunately for him, he was rolling the ball back with his fingers there, Herschel Yankees, which didn't mean that it was going to be. Okay, the ball was out, but you can't tackle the 9. So because of it, it does become a penalty to the Stormers. In fact, and after the rain starts, we'll see the first declaration in the series, no doubt. And the colours are coming on. Says it was Paddy. So in the end, Andrew Warwick giving away that penalty. Just getting it wrong. Unfortunately, the timing, so pretty much the gist of that is the ball is allowed to be out the back of the breakdown, but then as soon as you play the number 9, that is when you give away the penalty. So all the Ulster boys needed to do there was grab that ball, pick it up, and they were good to go. But because of the mistake, it does now mean that Paul Willemse, that's a lie, Damian Willemse, will be able to kick this one down towards the touchline. Nicely done once again. And that will be about 5 meters out, and a brilliant opportunity for a rolling maul here. And like they're saying, they just needed to go for the ball there, Ulster, but instead ended up taking out Herschel Yankees. I'm glad I have Spark Sport. There's Betty there, and 4 for Ulster in the penalty department, 3 against the Stormers at this point in time. Okay, Masimla actually going off the field now. He's going on the field, and Lillian Zuss off there. And also, I can fall asleep while watching cricket, and also latest from the Test rain stop play, New Zealand sitting at 481 for 5. And there we will go like this, and we will go like that as well. Diamani takes it nicely, sitting 10 meters out from the line now, and it's starting to creep forward once again here for the Stormers. Trying to say that Vermeulen has to leave it, but he was through the middle was the comment. Now Evan Ruas taking him down low. I feel like there's a Rohan now try coming very soon. That's a weird prediction, but I'm going with it. See whether or not we do end up getting it right. Now ball available once again. Herschel Yankees now off the Rohan now. No, he's tackled. Okay, that wasn't quite right. That one, but we'll work on it. He'll get a try before the end of the match is my random prediction for this one. Now back across to Stephen Kitsoff, running hard at the Ulster line, but he's dragged down nicely. Now Herschel Yankees goes back to Manny Labok, inside ball off to Damian Willemse, trying to get those quick step and feet going, but he's dragged down nicely by the opposition lock. Now good attack and run from Hillant. And also Bulls caused a huge upset time for the Stormers to make all South African URC final, and how much for New Zealand can score before declaring about 600 or more. They could definitely get there, but the rain will be something that they are worried about. And Bulls cause a huge upset. I know I read that one in Single and Mingle about time. See Sebastian there, and also I love it when my cat walks all over my laptop immediately when the bots appear, says Katie Dixon. One's gone into touch. And now from about 22 meters out, the Stormers are going to have a good opportunity against the odds, says Dole. And that's the thing. Everyone at the start of the competitions ruled out the South African sides after that first round, but They fought back extremely well throughout, and it just kept on going from strength to strength for the sides. And also, I hope all the Stormers chokers are now at the Sharks, says John Nick there. Now, 22 meters out. And it will be in the hands of JJ Kutsu, who's looking relatively tired at the moment. This game is being played at a high tempo. Not too many stoppages in the last little while, other than the occasional line out. Only had about 3 scrums, though, which is quite good. And this one, but now Diamani passes it back across Evan Roas. Gets those legs driving, and anytime that man starts making meters, it is extremely hard to stop. And now Diamani, good tackle made. Now recycle quickly. Cut out past the run now. Trying to spin away from the tackle, but James Hume able to take him out now. It's close to a penalty. No, they do just hang on to it there for the Stormers. I love the cheese from those least next you can buy, says Betty. Do you enjoy the crackers as well, or just the cheese? Now out on the wing, Masimla. What's the replacement for Lillian Zuss? Back across now. Stormers just phase after phase, sitting 36.5 minutes. I can't believe how quick this first half has gone in this matchup. Now Herschel Yankees goes back to Evan Ruas, already scoring a try earlier on. He's had his kneecaps taken out from underneath him. Now Herschel Yankees after Damian Valimza trying to really fight his way. Couple extra meters. Herschel Yankees pop pass up into the hands of Marvin Ori. Now going off to the left-hand side. Mani Labok tries a couple steps. Pop pass up to Evan Ruas. He's getting shut down early, and this is good defense from Ulster, trying to roll away out of the breakdown. Herschel Yankees now off into the hands. Oh, Halant really set up his teammate there. I think that was Ryan now, who had no space at all to work. Now it's going to be Morat. Sitting 10 meters out for the line. And also, Hamish, it's so strange. At late night 1 a.m. or 1:40 a.m. in New Zealand, are you wearing a suit? Don't you feel sleepy? Not really, no. I'm all right at the moment. I think this is kind of an early night drop goal attempt. And Mani Labok, he misses. So you'd have to wonder what was the point. But that one, unfortunately, they were trying to get themselves a lead. And I think that South African supporter in the crowd was pretty much saying either how did he miss that or why did he go for it? Because you've got an easy 3. Or do you? No. They might not have had the advantage, but even so, like there was still an opportunity there to go for something. And I do have a little bit of cheese with crackers, but leave some cheese for after it both. Cheers, Betty. Okay, currently it looks like there is a relatively serious injury for Lillian Zuss, and I don't think he'll be returning for the rest of this game and maybe for the rest of the competition as well. And there's also a serious injury. I think that's John Cooney currently down. Or is it McCloskey? It's McCloskey who is down currently for Ulster. So we've got a couple little stoppages. And where is that overseas guy who said South African team shouldn't be in the URC? We are class. I think everyone are shocked this far, says Dale. Exactly right. Like everyone at the start of the competition, like there were a lot of naysayers saying why should they be in the competition? And I think they've proven why. At the end of the day, like it's only going to improve the rugby in the URC/Pro 14 as it was. And I mean, for me, it's pretty awesome seeing some Southern Hemisphere flair in the Northern Hemisphere as well. Okay. I think they were currently just having a bit of a chat about that one. Once again, a bit of a tip tackle there on McCloskey, I think is what he was asking for. 118 career appearances. So he has been around the block a little bit, that man. Now, only 2.5 minutes left of this first half. Am I the only one who feels like this has gone extremely quick? Does he get picked up and dropped? Oh, well. You'd have to say what a Kalant there. If you're being consistent, that would be a penalty. There's nothing for us, I don't think, says Mike Adamson. Okay, never mind. Okay, so they've said no foul play involved for that one. And also we've got there as a halftime for the Quins, says Hex. I believe they will almost be back out there. And also WP, Yao Lakading, all South African final on the card, session A. And bro, watching Indian Rugby Sevens right now at day 3 are playing now as Masarasha 15 on Bihar nil. Hopefully I said those correctly. I haven't noticed with the cricket. Says Paddy. Now it is going to be taken nicely by Marvin Ori. Looks like a turnover. Yes, it is. And now fired up big time here for Ulster. And they are loving the second half is on. 44 minutes in. Says Katie Dixon for that other matchup. But there is another game taking place later on tonight. I think it is Leicester versus Northampton. We're not too sure whether or not we have got that game coming up on the cards. I don't think, well, if I do that game, I won't be wearing the suit, I wouldn't think. I've probably worn the suit enough for the last couple of days to last me a lifetime. But we're going to be wearing it for next week as well, of course. Kick for the touchline now for Ulster. Nice kick downfield. Now about 22 metres out. They are probably going to have the last attacking chance of the half with a minute and a half left. Oh, exciting. Says Hex there. Now, currently the way that it is sitting, it is 12 points to Ulster, 10 points to the Stormers. So Stormers up by 2. How's the Quins going? Says Patty there for the Katie question. The Katie question, that almost rhymes. Tackles made 50 from Ulster, 24 from the Stormers. Now bouncing up, nicely taken by Marvin Ori. And it seems to, it's another penalty though for jumping across the line. That is unlucky for the Stormers because every time it goes to line out, it seems like it's going to be stolen. Just getting that one slightly wrong. Chucking Marvin Ori across the line, and that will be the penalty now to Ulster. They could consider the 3, but I think they want the 7, although you got to think about this hard. Because at the end of the day, you've gone for about 3 lineouts, and every time it's gone wrong. So do you look for something different? Do you go for a scrum in the middle of the field? Or maybe if it is an easy enough 3, maybe you just take it, you wear up the rest of the clock. I believe that is the tactic as well. Use up the last 18 seconds of the first half and also 22-12 to the series. And Alston Brandt fumbled the kickoff, gave series a freebie. Says Katie Dixon in there. Although the Quins, if we know anything about the Harlequins, is they love coming from behind and winning. And also, what's a ball tracking tech that Forever Sports uses? Says Hex there. Not too sure. Overall, I know that there are a few around, but I know that TAB here in New Zealand don't have anything too fancy. Overall, and also, if it's an All-South African final next week, then you should wear cuckus. What is a cuckus? Do let me know, Johnny Nick. And also, that's what she said, says Katie Dixon. That's why I tried to add on just a little bit more on the end to try and make it sound less dirty, but it still sounded very dirty, didn't it? For the Harlequins and their obsession with their thing. And from behind, they process. Okay, so everyone picked up on that sentence. It is always boring, CCX. We can be, yeah. That's gone over. So now the score is going to be Ulster 15 and 10 to the Stormers at halftime. And Cannon Moody, boy, run. And he's always boring. Also come on the Quinn, says Patty Wagon there. Now, it is going to be halftime in this fixture. So what I'm quickly going to do while we're at it, we might as well go to our Sky Sport now, seeing as we have multiple streaming softwares. We're going to sign in. Our pants. A farmer's suit. Okay, is that kind of like, is it like the bottom of overalls or not quite? Do let me know, because I've currently got chinos on, which I don't know whether or not they count as khakis. I'm not very flexible, but I'll just go like that. They kind of look like the bottom of my pants, like that match the suit, but they're actually like chinos, like they got a zip down here. I'm going to do a muscle. Got a zip. Imagine if someone's just come into the live stream and I'm sitting here doing this. Like, they're probably going to ask for professional help. And also, the Stormers will be sprayed at halftime after a pack display, says Tavizo's. And also, we can't watch the game. Ulster fans, says Dr. Ezra. And also, we have got the laughing faces from Katie there as well. My hammy is a bit tight now. Should have stretched before doing that, I think. And like they're saying, Ulster, not many scoring opportunities, but they're making the most of it when they do get that opportunity. I'm just going to quickly go on to the Harlequins versus Saracens game. Right, I've got it up on that screen. And also shorts that go down to the knees. Okay. And all I see is me in a shirt and shorts, even in winter. Or all you will see, says Betty. Yeah, but yeah, it was asked earlier on, Betty, has your hair turned blue out of curiosity, or is it still normal color? So shorts that go to the knees. I think I've got some of those. Maybe. I might have to. I could wear shorts, although it will probably be about -3 at the time of the final, which will be the only bad thing. And also, so we go to you, the only one, Ulster fans, can't watch the game. Gabdolf. And this is Dr. Ezra. And also we have got there. There's always so much rugby in the Northern Hemis, says Hex. And also not yet, says Paddy there as well. But they are just showing the highlights of that first half. It was very impressive from the Stormers. They got 2 early tries in this match, getting 10-0 up. 2 missed kicks, though. Could be a little bit costly for them. At halftime in this game, 15 points to Ulster and 10 to the Stormers, although it doesn't want to add those points on by the looks of it, as we currently sit. And also, I will eventually get it done, says Paddy, yeah, as well. But the Blues, they might be able to go all the way in the competition. They have into the final up against the Crusaders. Should be a very entertaining game. But that first half for me went way quicker than almost any half of rugby I think that I've watched, which was very strange because I guess it was just because both sides were playing such a hectic game. And Nathan Positive, but stress. Thanks, mate. How's you? And there as well says Dr. Ezra. And also saw Dr. Ezra. And also we have got there, but I will eventually get it done. I'm Paddy there as well. So initially, I should explain that penalty try that was almost given as well. And shirt and shorts must be pale green and wear some flip-flops, says Jono. I feel like this is just a way of getting me hypothermia. Have I got pale green? I have pale green pants like these that I could just roll up so that they're only up to the knees, if that works. And also, we're there. Do you reckon what do you reckon I should watch, Saracens or Stormers? Says Hex. I mean, now that we're at halftime, I said halftime very weird, didn't I? But yeah, now that we're at halftime, I recommend watching a bit more of Saracens versus Harlequins, and then could end up popping back over. And then it also score is 15-10. Yep. It is. Okay, it has now just updated. It was very slow doing it. And Birdie V, I hope you are doing well, mate. And I hope you are excited. What is the prediction for this one as well? Let me know. Overall this season, didn't take long for the 17s to adapt quite quickly in the comp, in addition to a favourable time zone for Bri instead of early morning coffee with Southern Rugby, or Super Rugby, sorry. Says Sabi. And also Bowden sees to find form for the Bulls after a slow start, says though. Yeah, he stepped up in that matchup. And another player who did very well, Tom Robinson, another one to watch out for in the future games. And by the future games, I mean literally just the one that they've got left. Sadly, we are only going to get to see a very short amount of Super Rugby left. And it's kind of sad. We have got there. Take it easy, buddy. Going to be happier right now because the Blues go into the final 18 years later, says Nathan. Yeah, it was a massive win for them. And the fact that they are going to be at home rather than away is huge as well, because if they were away from home, the Crusaders have a 100% winning record for finals rugby. Away from home, though, for the Crusaders, maybe it could be a different story, and I just hope it's a close game. I see what you mean by the Owen Farrell getting his head taped back together, Katie. Oh, and he's just missed the kick as well. But Saracens, they were able to score that try. I didn't even see that happen, but I was looking at the screen. That was kind of weird. It was as if I had just like tunnel vision towards the South Africans. Point in time. Speaking of South Africans, Andre Esterhuizen playing currently out there on the field, and also Ivan van Seel is also there. Knock. Who is there? Do let me know, Paddy. And also we got there, bro. It was a close game. Brumbies always be solid, and I can see the Blues as home favourites, and I'm a Crusaders fan, says Sammy Souza. Oh, but yeah, it's going to be a pretty awesome one. See how it does end up going. Was it Ivan van Seel who just scored that try, ladies and gentlemen? Or was it actually, it might have been Davis and Hamish. Hamish who? Paddy, do let me know. I always find knock jokes because of the delay. They always, they're a bit slower. So I might read them out. Might read it as a whole when it has come through. We're showing that try of Balakoon. Some people said it was forward. Some people said it was flat. Paddy, Hamish who? Paddy, wait. Knock. Who's there? Hamish who? Paddy, I'm coming in. I see. So I'm at the door. Plot twist. And 27-12. Oh, says Hex there. Yeah, not what the Harlequins want, but if they get themselves another try in the near future, perhaps there is half a chance for them to be able to go on and do something big. But now we are just waiting for the second half of this game to get underway. But do let me know how far you think they will be able to go in this game, Ulster. Do you think they'll win? I hate them Saris. Says Sebastian. Also, Bulls left Mapo for Cheetahs. A clash hope at Beerfruit. And also remember their live stream with Isaac. Says Paddy Wagon. I remember quite a few with Isaac from way back in the day and Knock come in. Says Atini. That is normally how it works, although unless, that's the thing. If you're a vampire, Sebastian will be able to kind of attest to this. You have to be invited into someone's house to be able to enter, which makes it very tricky, definitely if they don't know you. So stranger danger, I think, was invented so that vampires weren't able to go into random people's houses. There you go. It's the life lesson of the day. And that's what you get at 2 a.m., ladies and gentlemen. You get a whole heap of random stuff said, at random times of the morning. But I hope you guys have been enjoying the live streams. I have a bit of a question which involves Rugby Challenge 4 because I didn't actually do any South African career modes while I did Rugby Challenge 4. So I guess the question is, if I was to pick a South African side to do for a competition, although I don't know whether or not I can put them in the URC, or maybe I can. I might be able to do one as a play along. So if you do want to see me do one of the South African sides on Rugby Challenge 4 as a career mode, which side would you like to see me have in there? And also we have got the indeed can't enter without an official invitation. And the quarterfinal, where you see Patty, I'm coming in, says, oh, yes, of course, that one. I just tried to put that into the back of my mind, just completely forgetting about that one. And also Crusaders looking for fire, hot and dangerous. I don't know. We need Papali and Clark. Says it was Nathan. And come on, Quins, and stop panic passing, boys. And Knock says it to who is there in 2.5 game, perhaps me or hear me thinks. Says Sammy Sosa. Although it looks like Marcus Smith might have just been clotheslined by Elliot Daly. And go cheaters, you can wins. Says Nathan. Yeah, that was a high shot from Elliot Daly. Swinging arm as well. Might end up with a yellow, if not something more here. Luke Pearce in charge of it. Of course, he doesn't take no prisoners when he's out on the field. And also Stranger says, Etienne there, Stranger who? Is it going to be Stranger Danger? Now, just waiting for the second half to get back underway. Whoa, that's kind of cool. I've just realized they've got a URC logo on the sky at the moment at Cape Town. That's absolutely awesome. I didn't realize that up until now, but if you look up at the sky, they have got the blue URC up there. And when is Dalton back? I believe in a few weeks, maybe in a month or so. So I don't know whether or not he's going to be available to play up against the Irish and get on the floor. Says Nathan, and also Danger, get on the floor in the swap. Or the sooner they swap LeBoc for another playmaker, the better. And in the from it was Sammy Souza. I will go like this quickly. There we go. That was actually not too bad overall. I think that was, an hour and a half or so that I haven't had to blow my nose. Pretty handy for the hay fever side of things. And also we've got that, Elliot Daly with the yellow. Does indeed have one. So that will be a bit of a nervous time now for the Saracens. Still 24 minutes left with a 15-point lead. But a try needs to come soon for Harlequins if they want a chance. Marcus Smith has grown a beard, as I currently see as well. Now, about to make their way back out onto the park for these two sides, the Stormers and Ulster. Whoever wins it has the home final, whether that's taking place in South Africa or whether it is going to be an Ireland. You'd have to say, out of these two sides, the team that has the most to gain here is Ulster because they will have an Irish home final rather than the South Africans and the Stormers. They will have a home final, but it is still going to be in South African conditions. And Stormers going, come on, Quins, get going, please, says Paddy Wagon. They're currently 5 meters out from the line. I see Joe Marchant at the front of the line out as an interesting choice, but might work out. That ball has gone loose and Saracens jump on it. Who there? Says it was Etienne and also Eric Basson. First go for the Bulls. So let's see if he has a Brusto in him. And also, come on, you Quins. And 2. This is Sebastian. Oh, knock. Sorry, I missed the original. Knock. 2 who? Is it 2 who? Oh, Alex Dombrandt's having a bit of a push and a shove there. Oh, everyone's okay. There's literally a fight going on at the moment out there on the field. And 2 who? No, it's to whom? Okay, Owen Farrell was bleeding profusely out of his head. And at the moment, it's all just broken loose. It's almost become a boxing match between two sides in the rugby. And it's just Fight Club now, says Katie. It is indeed. Now, Owen Farrell is getting asked if he's all right by Luke Pearce, and he's going to have to get the blood of his head. But these two sides back out on the field now. We are ready to go for the second half. Ladies and gentlemen, do let me know who will win this game because I have no idea at this point in time. A punch on. And handbags, as I'll see, Sammy Souza. Yeah, I don't think the two sides like each other very much, and I want to join. And also, Farrell has been bleeding the whole game. And let's go, says Nathan. But now, taking a selfie at the rugby. Multiple selfies at the rugby by the looks of it. But now the Stormers about to kick off this one. The Ulster side, they are up by 5. But that is not a huge difference in this matchup. Whistle is blown in the second half. If it's going to be as quick as the first half, it will be over in 10 minutes. And that's the only knock-knock joke that I know. They are pretty shite jokes, though, aren't they? See, Sebastian, yeah, it's hard to get a good one. Like, that isn't, like, already used 50 times. Like, I haven't heard too many new ones recently. Also, Sonic Boom says, Nathan, and also do the Quins and the Saracens not like each other? Not much. Because, of course, playoff games, everyone wants to win. And only one of them can. And also, no, God, please. Says Katie Dixon, that is now going to be a penalty for the player leaving his feet. And Ulster get the penalty early on. Player off feet. Damien Willems, and also we have got their Stormers. Looks like a bull squad a few years ago. Everything happens in the second half. Let's hope. Says Dove there. For the touchline from Billy Burns. Get some decent distance on it. So would you guys be interested in a Stormers career mode on Rugby Challenge? Do let me know. Because I think I could also make it so that it's URC teams in it rather than Super Rugby. I see why Quins and Sarries have bad blood between each other. And also Darmon, Stormers. And also, no. Says that Tennis, I assume that is because Ulster have currently got the ball. And the penalty did go against them now. Nice run forward. Believe it is their big number 7 there. Now running forward once again. Luke Pierce ref in this game. Makes even more sense, says Katie Dixon. And also we have got there. So fun seeing fights and also Stormers to play like the Lions in 2015 and just woke up. What's up, guys, says Carl at the moment. Seems like a very even contest. The last thing you want to happen is Stormers doing a Leinster and choking. And you do Stormers career mode, says Nathan. And also, does it have Curry Cup teams as well? I'd be keen on a Cheetahs campaign. I think it actually does. Or if it doesn't, I can add them. And where's your shoes? Says Peter Lowe. That's a great question. Someone stole mine. Unfortunately, I'm just barefooted at the moment. And my socks are really weird. They're like real thin for some reason today. Like I haven't worn these socks in probably like 2 years, and I can understand why. They just don't quite have that same, like, they don't have that same feel, you know? They got real deep all about socks for some reason. Now, scrum feed going the way of the Stormers. Currently a little tiny lead. So in their way, and I was expecting this, to be honest. Says Carl, so are you expecting Ulster to win it in the end, Carl, or do you think the Stormers will be able to hang on and make it a South African derby? Did I say that around the right way? Probably not. I might have got that one muddled up a little bit. Going down in the front row. We're already 3 minutes into the second half. The first half literally is about as quick of a first half as I've seen, but that does not look good there. Unfortunately, Salman Morat looks like he is going to have... Oh, no, that's actually Lillian Zuss. And he seemed to say... And also, we look at that. I challenge you, Rugby Challenge. I'll go Kenya or Zimbabwe, Brazil or Chile. Says Nathan, because you're on... Are you on Xbox, Nathan? Or are you PS4? Do let me know. And also move forward. Also expecting Ulster to dominate. Says Carl, because I feel like that's the thing. You have donated so many times to the channel. The least I can do is play at Rugby Challenge 4 at some stage. You know? Now, passing it back across. Mani Labok. Downfield, taken nicely in behind his head from Rob Balakoon. Oh, he's hurt himself. No, he hasn't. He's still running. He's on one leg at the moment, Rob Balakoon, but he's been able to run forward. What happened with the fight in Quinn's game? It seems like everything's kind of died out a little bit now. It's going to be Ulster's ball once again. Expecting Ulster to dominate. PS5. Okay, that doesn't quite work out, unfortunately. Oh, that's close. That's out on the full. Directly into touch from Stuart Morse. Yeah, sadly, I am on Xbox. Do you have it on PC, Nathan? Out of curiosity. But Rob Balakoon, he's really hurt himself, and that's not good. Because he was a player that for Ireland I thought was going to be able to get into the squad. But it looks like he's done something relatively serious here. And this might be his night and his competition, and maybe even his season over. He's just in a ball. But the way that he took that one, he kind of took it. And straight away, he knew something went wrong. I think it was in the hip. And then he continued running on it, which probably made it a little bit worse for himself. Stuart Moore was disappointed with that one. I have to do a download on PC, says Nathan there. Either that or we do like a Rugby Challenge 4 bingo, if you remember that series from a little while ago. And Quinn's like 1 baby 2 for the next try as well, says Katie Dixon. And cricket is boring now, says Betty. Isn't it still raining? And then, well, never mind. Is Katie Dixon. And also, that's a hip problem, says Carl. And that's like one of those ones that sucks because you'd never quite like for the next few months, if it's serious, just doesn't quite feel right. It looks like Balakoon considered continuing, but okay, 11 out of 13 Ulster have won when being ahead at halftime. No. See Sebastian and also Stormers not quite on their game like previous times. The South African Shield seems like a light year away now, and also but you can play through it. Here's Carl. Yeah, he's a tough man, and it looks like he is playing through it. Rob Balakoon. So hopefully nothing too serious, and thanks, mate. And there says Dr. Ezra. Our luck to us, says Dr. Ezra there as well. Yep, he's somehow, I think he might have just maybe really jarred it. And I hope it's nothing more serious. Now rolling more here for the Stormers on halfway currently. I think Marvin O'Ree was asking for a penalty for someone holding his leg. Might get him to look down. No one was holding his leg. So he just said, nah, you're not getting that one. Now Damien Valimza passes off into the hands of, it is going to be Sibelo Sinatla, knocks the ball on. Now punch back onto the side of Ulster, flicked out the back. And John Cooney going to go for the kick downfield. So that will be advantage over. It's a big boot as well. Waiting for it to bounce. Warakarant once again hanging on to it. Nice sling and pass out to Mani Labok. Might consider going for the 50-22 here. If he does get it right and step passes on the outside. So it is the big man, Diamani. And also, why can we never beat them series? It's not fair. Says Sebastian there. Although still 18 minutes. Fingers crossed for you. And hurry up, Stormers. Bring it home now. Looking good for them. It's going to be in the hands of Ruan now. First man turnovers got brilliantly done by Ulster once again there. And also when you have 4 playing, then it's not an easy game. Says Carl Peterson, exactly right. And they were very strategic in signing him, that is for sure. So hanging on to this ball here, Ulster. John Cooney's going to roll it back for another box kick. Kicked up high from Cooney. Nicely taken there by Garant once again. Now Yankees, a lot of pressure on him throughout this game at the back. Evan Ruas, what can he do in the later stages of this one? Right back now, going for the kick in behind. Looking for a bit of space down the middle of the park. And it's taken nicely by Stuart Moore. And once again, decides to go for the park. Or goes for the mark. And also wires on Farrell, or winners on Farrell, not a clown. And there says Scotty Dixon also, to be honest, no team gelled like the Stormers this year. All credit due, says Dale. Yeah, they've really, to be honest, when the teams were talked about who's going to be up there for the URC, I know that Stormers supporters would have said Stormers, of course, but a lot of people said the Bulls or the Sharks are the ones in contention. But the Stormers have just played above and beyond throughout the season, and they've got a very good backline. And also, Katie, never good answer. And also, we've got there, I don't know, Ulster as yellow. In their shirt says Etany. Okay, it looks like Balakoon's going to have to go off. He does not look like he can walk, which is not what you want. And also, a permanent for Owen. Well, that's a shoulder charge from Billy Vunipola in the Saracens-Quins game. This could be another yellow card, perhaps. As where that boy was born with clown makeup on his face. Here's Katie Dixon. Now, okay, for touch, Ulster from the mark. So, yep, another yellow card for Saracens. There could be a late change in this game, Sebastian. So, don't panic yet. If they make the comeback, I will... What should I do? The thing is, Harlequins are likely to make the comeback. That's the big problem here. Because they just wait too late, but then they just go for it in the last 10 to 15 minutes. It's like Herschel Yankees just calling it with JJ Kortza there. Now, more than likely, they will lift man Marvin O'Ree into the sky. I'm going to see whether or not they have got any odds for the Saracens versus Harlequins game currently. Okay. The result of this game, $9 underdogs, the Harlequins. Not too bad. That's the thing, though. Any other side would be like $15 underdogs, but because it's the Harlequins, they just... Okay, now they've gone down to $7 underdogs due to that yellow card, I believe. Now, Herschel Yankees on the outside. Diamani had a few carries down the wing throughout this game. Now back across. Now pass back across. Herschel Yankees. Evan Ross. Rare mistake from the big man Andy Farrell. Yeah, I remember seeing his dad in league fights, and Beach was always whinging. And his dad is a clown and league, says Nathan and Billy Villapolo with the yellow. And also Abby starting Richie Moang at 10. And gets off need to get Red Train rolling. And I'm going by Billy. Here's Katie Dixon. Now, currently, just a mistake from Evan Ruas, and he was running onto the ball hard. He was probably going to be able to break through if he got it right, but did end up missing out. Okay, they've actually taken away the option of a result in that Harlequins versus Saracens game by the looks of it. I was just curious to see how it was going to be sitting. And yeah, they seem to think that, yeah, they've got no option of the result. So it was probably right when we saw that try or that yellow card, sorry. And also, what team does he play for? Says it was Paddy. And there is currently 5 for the Stormers and 4 for Ulster in this one. But 30 minutes left between these two sides. Harlequin still building. Should mention Richie Moore is invisible. He goes missing as well, says Nathan. Yeah, Bowden Barrett really stepped up in that game for the Blues today. So I feel like you can trust that he in the first game will be an important option. Now McCloskey, ball on the inside, off to Burns, now trying to link up nicely. Kicked him behind by Cooney. Awkward kick. And it is going to be bouncing close to the touchline. I think he was forced into touch as well. Just has to try and kick it out, but it is going to be now the line out for Ulster. About 10 metres out, Stormers Boogeyman Man are playing again. I just can't seem to win the semis. There's Peter Lowe there. Right. What happens here? McCloskey, nice inside ball to the hands of Billy Burns. Then he found Cooney on the inside. Little banana kick towards the touchline. And all that they could do there for the Stormers was put this ball straight back into touch and hope for the absolute best. Yeah, just hand in touch, or the foot in touch, in fact, it was. So now 10 minutes out now. Ulster, this is a perfect opportunity. See where they can go. At this point in time, we'll go like this. And like this. Just checking the odds for this game as well. Oh, well done, Stormers. They have been able to get themselves that line-out turnover. Now they have got themselves a scrum feed. The problem was that Ruas played. That Ruas played. Says Dole there. Right through Rob Herring, but I believe one of the Stormers players, I want to say it was JJ Kutza, got straight over the ball. Cut off any chance of it going through. But currently 15 minutes left in the game between Saracens and Harlequins, ladies and gentlemen. And it is getting slowly closer and closer. Okay, Dean Forey has 2 black eyes, 1 bleeding lip, and he's got a smile on his face. I feel like that is about the scariest thing you can see across from you. And he looks like he's just about to take one of his teeth out. Just trying to stop himself from bleeding. He's all good, Dean Forey. Or Dion Forey, I should say there. And also we've got there. So far, there will be no overs lost. And there as well. Harlequins, I think they are getting relatively close to scoring a try here. Quick reset. And they do go... No, they don't go down yet. They're still waiting for the scrum reset. But that is a try for Caden Murley. Anyone wondering about what is happening in that one? And also, we have got solid blokes, says Nathan. Yeah, he's just kind of chilling out there. You wouldn't even think that he had any injuries going on. And try Caden Moody. Or Caden Moody. So, Murley. I always mess up that name, don't I? And say Moody at the end. Now the scrum feed. Only 10 metres out from their line. Ball's going to be stuck in there for the Stormers. Taken out from Herschel Yankees. And now Mani Labok with some good angle on that one. Kicking downfield, looking for the touchline. Does manage to find it. Now Ulster consider taking it quickly, but decides that it might not be the right idea. The problem with Ruas not playing Springboks is that you overcommit. It is expected every game, just like a player doing nothing. Says Darwin, also the try for the Quins, and also Yago Quins. Says Petty there, and also try for the Quins, says Sebastian. Yeah, the game is not over yet. Definitely not with the 2 extra yellow cards. And also we have got there, so far there will be no overs lost. And also thank you for the cricket update and go your good things in Quinn's game. Here's Nathan. You're like, were they $9 underdogs? I feel like that would have been a good option because they are currently fighting back quite nicely, although Marcus Smith has missed that kick, but they're still going to need 2 converted tries anyway. That is a knock on from the Stormers. Now pop back up, John Cooney trying to go through. Now kicks it in behind once again. Advantage is now over. Oh, is that a 50-22? It's going to be close to one. Okay, the line out was in the half, then it was carried back. Okay, so it was taken back, although surely it's where the ball touched the Stormers player. Isn't it? No, okay. So, yep, that is still going to be the line out. And also 27-17 series. Marcus missed the conversion. Says Gary Dixon, and it start at 3:30 p.m. And there says Betty, and also no, Marcus says it was Sebastian. Line out throw coming from JJ Kurtzel once again. So 27 minutes left, nicely taken at the front. Or at the front, sorry, by Selman Morat. Almost, yes, it is charged down. It bounces up absolutely beautifully for Ulster. Now, Billy Burns still with a 5-point lead here for the Ulster men. It's going to be big for Dwayne Vermeulen. Now, Cooney going off short side, trying to break through. James Hume doing nicely there, though. Now, pass back across into the hands of the big man. Warwick driven backwards. Still looking to try and find some sort of gap coming up here very soon now. Going to be going back across. McCloskey, beautiful drawing pass there from Ulster. Finding the offload as well now. Ball on the outside to Stuart Moore. Steps on the inside. It was actually the replacement, number 23. I was like, I don't know, Marcus, no problem. But brother, sorry. I said that very weird about 5 times. Now pass back, rush defense from Ryan now, doesn't work out, which now creates a massive opportunity on the outside for Ulster. Backing himself, James Hume, 5 metres short of the line. And still hanging on to this one. Now passing back up. It is going to be in the hands of Tom O'Toole, who's the referee for this game. It is Mike Adamson. A lot of Australians will remember him as the referee that absolutely cost them the game up against Wales. That's going to be turned over. And it's a penalty, though, to Ulster. And Rowan now just can't quite believe it. Ulster. Piers Winners says oldie there. And I bet Danny Kerr gave himself a dick punch for that forward pass. He's got still Quinn's the only one from last year's playoffs to make it to the season as well. Last year, we also had Bristol, Exeter, and Sale. And Breach brother. I keep on saying brother. I don't know why brother is coming off me lips. Like that. Looks like Ulster, what do they decide on? And why is this a penalty? So first of all, I think it is because Herschel Yankees, he was unable to roll. He was pretty far out to the side though, wasn't he? So I don't know what that penalty is actually for, to be honest. It also hands off your knob. Denny, we've talked about this. Says Sebastian, it also, okay, then the Stormers are losing this game, says Carl. And Luke Pearce refereeing the Saracens versus the Quins. Okay, it's going to be Ulster who have now got this line out. Now, the sad thing is, if this game is any less than about 20 points to Ulster, the refereeing will definitely be the question, because I know that a lot of people thought that that first try was close to a forward pass. This one now, if they score off this rolling maul, you'd have to argue that maybe there wasn't too much in that breakdown that could have led to it becoming a penalty. And now around the side, Rob Herring's dropped the ball. So justice prevails for that one. And it is going to now be the scrum feed for the Stormers. A few people swearing at the ref. Well, let's sort of after the same-ish. Do you have mood or time to do the last session? It will be fun little session of attack and batting by New Zealand. Although, is it still raining at the moment in that one coding? Do let me know. But I know that we are probably going to be watching along, or I'm going to be watching that game between the Northampton Saints and Leicester Tigers. I'm not too sure whether or not we are going to have commentary for that one, or whether I will just be watching that one kind of outside of the live stream. Should be an interesting one to watch, though. Let's leave it now. Looking at the pass, and it looks like it's going relatively decent for the Harlequins. Still 10 minutes left. They are 10 points down. Come on, Butter. Says it was Nathan. I also hope the Bulls can come home and don't have to stay overseas. Says though there. So yeah, the only way that the Bulls will have to stay overseas is if Ulster are able to get themselves a win. It looks like Joe Marchant now running forward for the Harlequins. They are getting close at the moment. Now almost about to be a scrum feed, 5 meters out from their own line here. The Stormers, massive moment in this game. They need to make sure that they don't just get this one right, but also get it extremely accurate in the process as well. With this kicking from Mani Labok, the ball bounces out the side now. Instead goes back to Damien Valimza. And also, when does play resume, Cody? And I was like, yeah, why are South African and Irishman shouting obscenities at a Scotsman? Arena stopped, and early tee has been taken. Says it was Code in there, and now this ball is going to be kicked up high. Taken nicely. Walson Nuttler was flying and he's given away the ball, but it's gone into touch and it will now be an Ulster line out. As I think Damien Williams is trying to say that it didn't come off him, but I believe there was a little touch on him. That one just a knock on. Okay, did Saracens just drop? Oh, it's held up, is it? Oh, it is. That's brilliantly done by Saracens to stop the Harlequins from going in. Oh, wonky legs there by the looks of it. And Damien Williams are just not quite able to keep that one in the field of play. Right. What have we got here? It's going to be the scrum feed for Ulster currently. 58 minutes through this game. Still only 5 points difference between the two sides. We haven't had a huge amount of points at all in the second half. In fact, we've had 0 at this point in time. The first 18 minutes, so only 22 left to decide who will be playing where for the final. Is it going to be Bulls versus the Stormers in South Africa at Cape Town Stadium, or could we see them both head into Ireland for Ulster taking on the Bulls in their next matchup? And that will be taking place in 2 weeks' time, ladies and gentlemen. We will be covering that live on the channel. If you are new, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Also, be sure to check out the Kiwi Lads Sport channel. If you haven't already, we are getting closer and closer to 950 subscribers over on that channel, and we are going to be covering the game between New Zealand and also Costa Rica as that upcoming one that is taking place as a World Cup qualifier. But we will go like this. We will go like this. We are currently 4 away from hitting the 950. So if you do want to help us out, please be sure to hit that subscribe button over there on that channel link. The Kiwi Lad Sport. And now Billy Burns, a lot of pressure there. Cleaned up by Stuart Moore. Now Rowan now tries to get on it. It's going to be the advantage now for the knock-on initially. Now John Cooney kicks it in behind. Advantage over. That is a brilliant strike of the ball as well for John Cooney, although it does now mean that there's an opportunity for the Stormers. And Nuttler does fire it wide into the hands of Mani Labok. Good low tackle on him, finding the offload to Dean Forey, the man with 2 black eyes and the bleeding lip, but it's still finding the offload to Herschel Yankees. It was forward, though, they've said. And that will make the crowd extremely frustrated. And Sebastian in about 20 minutes, and also would like all South African final, says Nathan there. And also, brothers, when does the England test resume? Well, they want to also have fun for 20 and Katie. And also, I'm going to smoke about a pound of weed after this, says Katie there. I thank you, Cody. She's Sebastian, I almost called you. I think that's because of Sinetla. I almost said it as C. It was called as the forward pass. That is fair enough forward. Well, that one. Now there is another player down in back play. So there's been a lot of injuries throughout this matchup. And also Jack Walker's nose is absolutely crushed. Says Katie Dixon, also the ref better run for tunnels because the Cape Town crowd will chase him out of the country. They will. And Mike Adamson, he's running out of countries that he's actually, I guess, not to sound harsh, but he's probably like running out of countries that he feels welcome, because Australia, he wouldn't be allowed to go there. South Africa, he's crossing off. I don't think he's going to be a rugby championship ref anytime soon because he seems to be annoying more teams than he is making, I guess, friends with. Now they yawn. Now just inside of the 10 metres, it is a scrum feed now for Ulster. And also, do you smoke and drink as a bad guy or you are a good guy? Says Coding. Do I smoke and drink as a bad guy or are you a good guy? I would say I'm a good guy overall. If I had to, like, if that is the definition of if you do this, you're bad, and if you don't do it, you're good, I guess I fall into the good category. I would say he needs to be fired, says Carl. And seems like, well, I did better homework than Dobson and me do. Says Dr. Ezra there. And also we've got the South African final, and he smokes oxygen free. And this is Nathan, and also covers are coming off. Says Betty. John Cooney now about to feed him this ball. 19 minutes. The second half is going a little bit slower. If drinking and smoking make you a bad guy, I would have blown all of my chances to go even, says Sebastian. Now, going to be Billy Burns across to Stuart Moore. He did score earlier on in the match. Is there another one just around the corner for him? It's a penalty to the Stormers, and Damien Williams are currently extremely fired up. And Go Ulster, says Nil Van Nykirk. Hopefully I've said that correctly. I do apologise I have got that wrong, though. But Ulster, they are frustrated as the Stormers. Ruan Nel makes the big shot. Damien Williams does release and then go over the ball. Just manages to keep himself on his feet for long enough to get that penalty. What is the difference between a good guy who smokes and drinks and a bad guy who drinks and smokes, or smokes and drinks? Says Katie Dixon, and come on, Ulster. And go Ulster. And also, does it affect your morality? Says Katie. Also, let's go, says Anthony. And yeah, Limbs are very happy with that one. The good guy doesn't get laid. Says Peter Lane. He is fired up big time for Damien Valenza. I don't know, says Nathan. And then and also because in India, if you smoke and drink, then you are considered bad guy. Says Katie. And I was like, says Katie Dixon. And I was like, okay, and also for Mullen, had a good time or good halftime talk with some Bulls faces. And go Ulster, says Dr. Ezra. And another yellow card for the series. See, they've had a lot of yellow cards recently. Being told to use it once here for the Stormers now. Okay, he said Marnie. It was from Herschel Yankee, so I believe he was waiting for Marnie Lebok to be in the right position, and he was just then. Now Marnie Lebok once again firing it back across the Diamani. Another advantage going the way of the Stormers. Yes, come on, Stormers, says Vernon O'Reilly, and they're getting close. Oh, is that cynical? Is that cynical? Okay. Number 7 offside initially. So it is against Nick Timoney. And also, what if a middle guy who smokes half and drinks half? And guess it depends if you're a good drunk or a bad drunk. I get pissed and enjoy having a laugh and talking about rugby and cricket and whatnot. And English Premiership is more exciting than Super Rugby, sadly, says Hex. And also, come on the Quins, says Betty. So currently, that game is going down to the wire as we sit. I'm nervous for both of these sides. And also, Marnie, says Carl. Marnie the Bock. Yeah, nah. He's kicked it. Dead. And that is a massive moment. Oh, there's more push and shove going on in Saracens versus Harlequins. And never mind, says Hex. And I'll say RIP Quins, says Hex there as well. And also, yeah, what if you drink but you don't smoke? Says Katie Dixon. I guess you're a middleman. Somewhere about 50-50. Yeah, it's another penalty to Saracens there by the looks of it. And also, that's me, is Betty. So we're 74 minutes through the last game, or the premiership game between Saracens and Harlequins, and we are currently 64 minutes through the game between the Stormers and Ulster, and there is more push and shove taking place. Right, scrum feed here for Ulster. And also, only if you're so drunk that you can't find your weed. And saw a video of Evan Etzebeth got smashed by a scrum half, says Neil Van Nykirk. And also, well, now it's just a fight narrative, says Katie Dixon, for that Harlequins versus Saracens game. And Quins, keep it together, boys. Fed in now for John Cooney. Went backwards with a little bit of a juggle, and now Billy Burns gives it an almighty heave down the field with the boot. Taken nicely by Harant. What can he do? Sitting 40 metres out of the line now, sitting up to the halfway line. Beautiful short ball to Masimlu, was nailed there and almost stolen there. It's close to a knock-on about 3 times by 2 different players. It's still going to be there. A lot of Ulster players putting their hands up in the air, asking for the penalty. Atoje wants parking for series. And there says Dale. Now 50 metres out. Someone has lost their shoe. Not too sure who it is, but someone will be going for that later, I would think, more than likely. Okay, they're going back. And it is going to be the mark taken. Right, whose boot is missing? Okay, the Stormers, I don't think they can quite believe that Marnie Lebok did that kick, because it really didn't gain them anything. And Quinn's losing discipline because they are frustrated and it's costing them. Here's Katie Dixon there as well. Right, he's just doing his boot up. It's a comment there, so we are just going to wait for the... it's the boot of Salman Motoret. It looked like a decent-sized boot as well. It'll take a bit of time to toe up, and now it is all good to go. But anyone who is new to the channel, sure leave a like and subscribe. We are only 3 away from the 950, so be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you are new. And also, we really have if St. Quinn says Betty, and also Quinn's losing discipline, and game's gone. Quinn's can't score twice from here. Yeah, not unless there is something extremely drastic that happens, and it's gone back into the hands of the Saracens. Let's see now. It's going to be stolen. Diamani, not too far out from the line here. Now passes back across into the hands. Morat gives it off to Stephen. Kits off the freight train, starting to get some wheels and momentum rolling. Now back across. Halant goes off nicely. Run now, ball on the outside if he needs it. Now going off to Sanatla. Finds Rohan now. Just short. 5 metres out now for the Stormers. This could be a massive opportunity in this game. Level is Netherlands for Shea now having a bit of a run. Diamani might get involved relatively soon if they decide to use him. I would say go to the right-hand side and you're in for the money here if you are the Stormers, but instead they're going to go to the left first of all. Now off to Marvin O'Ree. And it's stolen. No, it's a penalty. No clear release. And the penalty goes the way of the Stormers. And also we cover some of the matches of Australia versus Sri Lanka and India versus South Africa, T20 and Pakistan versus West Indies ODI series. So the plan initially was going to be to hopefully do some of the South Africa versus India series. But it has come around very quickly. We won't be doing any Sri Lanka games, though, because they are actually the ones who copyright struck us last time for the World Cup. And umpires are coming out. Here are all the players. Well, here are the players. Cheers, Betty, and also cheers, Betty. Time to switch the cricket on. Thank you, Quins, for a wonderful season, though. A very admirable performance. Exactly right. And I think George was keen on doing a Harlequins career mode on Rugby Challenge 4 as well at some stage, which could be a bit of an idea. Possibly. And also come on, you Quins. Cheers, Sebastian. Like you mentioned, the only side that's been able to make their way through to the semi-finals twice in a row, and Hamish should start doing MotoGP. He talks faster than Lewis Hamilton can shag. I didn't process that one before I read it, but thank you, I guess. And also, you're welcome, Seb. Says Patty, we have actually got some plans of doing maybe some Formula One in the future. As one of the other Kiwi lads, Isaac, he is absolutely crazy about his Formula One. So yeah, we might end up having him around for some of those ones. And also, we still love you, Quins. Says it was a Katie Dixon. Also, you're welcome, Seb. And also, you will boycott all Sri Lanka matches in World Cup. Also, due to that, says Coding, well, I have to, or else if they copyright strike us, we can't do any of the competition. Because that's what they did for the last World Cup. And I know the YouTube channel that did it, and I know that there's still a YouTube channel, so they will certainly do it again if they can. And got to make Quins make series fight and carve for every point they scored. Says it was Katie Dixon. Waiting for this one at the back now. Going to be in the hands. Oh, nice little bit of silky skills there from Herschel Yankees. Mani Labok loses the footing. 10 minutes out from the line now for the Stormers once again. And I mentioned it earlier on. Rohan now to score a try. I'm still calling it as the final try of the match for the Stormers bats. And they literally split Owen Farrell Clown Skull in half. It's a penalty now to Ulster. So it won't be now that Rohan now scores. Oh, that one. Nicely done by Dwayne Thurmiel in there. Okay, have a word with your number 4. So I assume that is going to be... Okay, can you go back 10 after the penalties? I think Damien Willems is very disappointed that it's going on. Also, we have got the fighting, says Benny Wagon. Okay. Stephen Kitsoff has been sternly told why it was a penalty against the side. And also US Marina said, howdy, welcome in. Hope you are doing well. Guess who? Thor win the penalty, or 4 with the penalty there. Exactly right. And also sadly didn't make him change. And there says Batty Wagon. Now it looks like a few more changes being made. It is Kieran Treadwell out on the field now. That is going to be for O'Connor, and Billy Burns will be kicking this one for the touchline. So there's Billy Burns. There's also another Burns, Freddie Burns. Does he play for Leicester? If I'm not wrong, he might actually... No, he's not playing in the later game, is he? It's going to be George Ford versus Dan Bigger. Oh, I thought Billy Burns did a hammy there, but I think he's going to be all right overall. Oh, Saracen's just scoring a last-minute try. Who actually got that one? Sorry for bringing it up as I was looking away from it. And also, we have got Paul Quinn, says Hex. And there's, it's a 15-point difference currently between the two sides. And this last kick is going to be the end. Freddie Burns, Billy Burns, and Burnsy Burns, says Carl Peterson. I feel like I'm going to sound like such an idiot, but is Burnsy Burns not a real person, is he? Because they all look very similar, Freddie and Billy, don't they? Now, trying to get the rolling ball going. Afghanistan just beat Zimbabwe by 6 wickets in the cricket. Breaking off the back. Nice tackle low from Fenton. Now trying to go for the counter ruck from the Stormers, and it's not looking too bad for them either. Now, okay, would you be quiet is the comment that we've just had from Mike Adamson to the Stormers. So I think he's getting fed up with the amount of chat that is going on. And no, says Carl. And there's now going up high from John Cooney. Waiting for it to come down. It's going to be a loose ball. And now just letting that one go into touch. And it will now be the line-out throw for the Stormers. Okay. 10 minutes left, 5 points difference in Love Lane and Warm Beard watching cricket. Okay, there's a player down at the moment. And Ian Henderson is asking for something as well. There has been a lot of that throughout this match. Players from both sides asking the referee for certain penalties. Okay, that for me isn't great because he's listened to Ian Henderson, yet he has not listened to the South African captain. And also Ulster versus the Bulls in the final. Says it's 10 out. I can't believe I'm about to make myself watch Leicester Saints. Says it was Katie there. Yeah, because it'll be late night, won't it? Oh, yeah, eye poke. Okay, that was relatively serious, that one. So that's probably going to be a yellow against the Stormers here. Okay, they're going to have another look. Oh, Beryl, can I borrow your clown paint? Here's Katie Dixon. But they are just going to be checking this one to see whether or not there is a finger in the eye. They've got a different angle now. You know, there's a bit of eye poking going on there. But it's a weird one. And this ref needs players to tell him how to do his job. Says Carl and also Plant Pot looking good after the rain break, I should say. Okay. So I think this is going to be a penalty to Ulster. Maybe even worse than a penalty. But this game is starting to lose control. I think is the best way of describing it. It's a serious act of foul play. Okay, this is going to be a rare card. Okay. They know which player it is. They're trying to work out what number he is. He needs to turn around, but he won't be. Turn around, mate. Nah. Okay, it's number 19. And it is going to be a massive moment in this game as well. And that is going to be Andre Smith. Going to end up with a red card here. And unfortunately, Andre Smith, he is going to be gone. So now with a total of 10 minutes left to have a fight, boys. Sorted out, lads. And that's game. And also eye gouging as a red, says Karma Peach. And also imagine being the Stormers. This is a rough one for them because, like, I never like to criticize refereeing. Like, that is the right decision. You're not allowed to poke people in the eyes. Like, that is a clear red. But some of the other ones, like Stephen Kitsoff asks about something that happened for foul play. Mike Adamson goes, nah. Like, I'm not going to look at it. Whereas Ian Henderson asks for something and he goes, we'll check that one right away for you, mate. We'll just see what's happening. And I don't imagine being the Stormers, says Gareth. Also, I've seen enough. Switching to F1, says Carl there as well. But now Rob Herring to throw on this ball for Ulster. 40 metres out from the line, and they've got a man advantage for the next 9 minutes of this matchup. Sack is good. Now it looks like maybe almost over the top there. Unable to turn it over, though, for the Stormers. Now around the side. Hanging on to it once again. John Cooney passes back across Ian Henderson. Now running forward. John Cooney once again passes off to the short side. Billy Burns thinks that he sees a bit of a gap opening up. Stormers play a game. Says Italy. Now O'Sullivan has a crack at the line. Eric O'Sullivan it was, and driven backwards, and a good tackle by Nabakaba. Cooney goes off. Nice pop pass up now. Still hanging on to it a little bit longer here. Hearing once again. It's just phase after phase at the moment. Also agreed, and cricket is all I need. Here's Paddy Wagon there. Now Billy Burns, flat pass, very flat pass. That is going to be another tackle made. Currently sitting 72 minutes through. I am keeping a very close eye on that clock, ladies and gentlemen. You'll probably hear me say it every like 1 or so minutes that there is going to be another. Oh, missed one from Dwayne Vermeulen. Big bump off there from James Hume, muscling up with, I believe it was Rohan now, who did end up driving his way forward now. Kicked him behind from Cooney, bit of a nothing kick. Goes up back into the hands of the Stormers. It's carried back, and now Waragalant looking for a bit of a gap. It looks like one of his, maybe his collar is a little bit loose. Now Sinatla kicks it in behind. This is pace. This is going to be tough 4 or more. Brilliant low tackle on him. And now Sinatla tries to get straight over the ball, close to the turnover. And now Rohan now is asking for the penalty, and he's not going to receive it. Driving forward once again, Kieran Treadwell, and I keep reminding myself it's Ulster. They look like Wallabies. I mean, yeah, it's weird, isn't it? They are very yellow. I like the yellow kit, though. It's almost like the Exeter Chiefs, but from Ireland. Now kicked him behind, and it has gone into touch. Once again, if the Stormers win this will be a massive upset, to be honest. Even though they were favourites going into the game, Damien Valimza, I couldn't say his name there for a second. Now driving forward, ball available at the back, passed up to Diamani. Now running forward once again with a man disadvantage, Mellow Yellow. And also now they look like Wallabies, and also it looks great 10 out of 10. It's just a doppelganger. Here's Katie. Now hands on the ball once again there for Herschel Yankees. I'm still going with Rohan now scoring the final try of this game. Go Stormers, go. There's Itanea. It's going to be a penalty against Ian Henderson. He slams the ball down. But at the end of the day, penalty probably is the least of Ulster's worries on this one. Now, what do they do here? Do you take the 3 if you're the Stormers? Probably not. They'll probably kick for the corner. I'm just thinking 3 plus 3 equals 6, which is more than Ulster have. So if it's an easy enough kick, do you take on that risk and hope that you get back down there? And then all you need is a last-minute drop kick or a penalty or anything along those lines. But it looks like now Ernest van Reenen will be making his way out onto the field, and that is for Masimla, who is now being replaced. Okay, time is back on. Marnie LeBoc's unsure, but he is going to be kicking this one for the corner. Go for the corner. Yep, they are. Indeed, thanks insult. There's Dr. Ezra, and also I'm going to say the F word, and how's it, mate? Keep up the great work. It's a good kick that time, and only 5 meters out, but I do appreciate you, Rohan. And we are going to be back for the final, which could either be South Africa versus South Africa as a South African derby, or we might end up seeing a possibility of it being played in Ireland. And Anderson is such a great player, and that is, of course, Jimmy Anderson. We need an all Safa final. Shut that Welshman, something button up in there as well, says Gareth. And now 5 minutes out from the line at 5 minutes left in this matchup. Come on, Ulster, says Dr. Ezra. Another change being made. It is going to be Matt Rea, on the field for Marcus Rea. So Rea for Rea. Stormers. That one's gone in. Ernest van Reenen takes it at the front. And it looks like this rolling maul is just about to get underway for these Stormers. It's heading just a little bit backwards. They will be told to use it very soon. Big Evan Ruiz joins in to try and get involved. Now trying to break off the back. Looks like a decent crack for them here. The Stormers, it's become a new maul, and it's still starting to march. And Ulster trying to shut it down. The Stormers getting close. There could be some cynical play here very soon from Ulster. There's a bum out, and it is going to be very close. Ian Henderson's just hoping that someone will put his ass away in this short. And Henderson, his full bottom was out on display. It's a scrum feed to Ulster. Also, if they don't get this try, the Stormers, and also I'm going to say a beach word, and also I get an angry, says Etienne, and also the cheeks are out, baby, says go. And the worst thing is, because he was in the rolling maul, he couldn't do anything about it. It was literally just full on. He was giving them a full moon there at Cape Town. Oh no, we got a replay of it as well. This is going to be something that Ian Henderson probably doesn't want to see the replay of. Come on, Stormers. Here's Nathan. I mean, Efo Ruiz wanted the ball, but he didn't want to have to reach through the cheeks of Ian Henderson to be able to try and get it. And now, like one of the commentators was saying, maybe the replay on a family show isn't the best idea. Every bump time. Says Cover Beach, and also the full moon, says Nathan, he's being cheeky. Says Betty, he was indeed. Right. 4.5 minutes left. Okay. This game has been weird. And also, when's the penalty try coming? It had to be close. That one will be smiling right now, says Carl for Katie Dixon. Although, I guess, depending on whether or not she is still watching after Saracens versus Harlequins, she might have missed the bum action. It sounds a bit of an interesting statement, doesn't it? But John Cooney now about to put this ball in, 4 minutes left, and can say the F word. You can say it in the chat if you want. I probably just won't read it out. And also, Katie, like that one. It also bug your bus. And I missed it. I was looking at the premiership table. Says Katie. But now, round the back, big number 7, I believe it was Nick Timoney. Hanging on to what it looks like the Stormers are trying to get the turnover here, and it looks like it could be a decent chance, although one of them has lost their footing. Fire back into the pocket here for the Ulster men, and it is going to be Stuart Moore kicking it downfield, and dang it, it's Stormers win, says Dr. Ezra. Now, sitting 30 metres out from the line, and it's in it. I feel like that is completely justified as well, because there has been a lot of frustration throughout this match, and a lot of interesting decisions, to say the least. All right, and also, if the Stormers wins, says it is in there from Nathan. And also, we have got there, I say swear words all the time, I'm the bad one, says Betty. Now, Brock Harris about to make his way off the field here. He's looking determined, Brock Harris, to go out there and make an impact in the final moments of this fixture. They need something, and they need it soon. Taken nicely by Diamani, awkward, and that is going to be the advantage now for the Stormers. Evan Ruiz putting the ball down, and they're now going back for the penalty advantage. And they are going to be possibly kicking this one for the corner once again now. Well, 3 minutes left. Depending on where they score this try, if they score in the corner, it's going to be interesting, because if the kick misses, they go to probably extra time. It's Katie like Irish bums, says it was Gavin. Also, we have got there. Nah, this is Katie. Although Ty Furlong is Irish. And also, we look at there, I grab him and shove your face in it and screams, says Nathan. Also, let's go, says Atini. And also, we have got, now we know that guy doesn't wear underwear. And there says Carl. Unless it also got dragged down with him. It's very risky with what you wear. And also, we have got there, I might be a fat guy in this place. I don't think so. We have seen Katie before in person. And she is, I can tell you, she is not a guy, and she's not fat either. And she doesn't live in her mum's basement. That was going to be put in behind here. And also, Stormers will get this, says Dr. Ezra. What bumps do? That's a weird question. And now, passing it back once again, 10 metres out from the line. Still hanging on to it for Ulster. 2 minutes left in this game here. And now John Cooney. To put it out, I love how no one thinks that females exist on the internet, says Katie. Also, real men go commando, says Karma Pitch. Thinking about the quick throw there. The Stormers, they decide against it. 1 minute, 30 left, and also Stormers win. And there's what says Dr. Ezra. Okay, discipline, this is our season, was just said. And I assume that wasn't the South African saying that, as it would have sounded a little bit different. And also, I believe there is more to a person than the shape of their bum, says Katie. And this chat just changed. Says Patty, it did indeed. And Dunn says it's any. And there's over anyone who is new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Also, be sure to check out the Kiwi Lads Sport YouTube channel. And that is the one that I have just put in the link. We are close to 950 subscribers. So if you do want to help us out, please do. But now driving forward here right now. Can he get the final try in this game? He was my prediction, but he's gone down. Still 1 minute left in this game for the Stormers. I'm going to watch the cricket, says Betty. Oh, dead, says Nathan. Yeah, as well. Now Murat goes forward. If another penalty goes against Ulster, I would say we're not too far off a yellow card. It's almost got to be. Maybe they have one more winning. I love Katie's says Karma Pitch in there. And now, going to be fired back across. Nice inside ball to Diamani. Now Herschel Yankees goes back across. This is close. This is a very close game. Only 20 seconds left in this game. Nice short pass after Mani Labok. It was flat. And it is going to be all right there. And also, we got there. Let's go. I feel like that timing of the spammer is like perfect for what was getting talked about. I don't think you've ever seen my brother, says Katie. Stay away, says Petty. And now it's going to still be available for the Stormers here. They're considering cutting back infield a little bit more for a chance of going over Ivan Royce. This is for a spot in the semi-final. The siren is sounding. And now Ernest Renan Ernest van Reenen now off. Ruan now. He was the one that I predicted to be able to score. Manny Lebok tries to go around the side. He's slipping about all over the place. And it's an advantage for the player on the ground. On the ground, making the tackle. Another advantage. And also, you hope not. Come on, Munster. And also, we lost EG. Not quite. There is still an advantage for the Stormers, so they got one last crack. And also, we have got this game is too much for me now. I can't breathe. Says Sinifema. So now we've got a chance. Take a deep breath as we are still sitting very close to the end of this game. But we've got a penalty in favour of the Stormers. 5 minutes out. Stormers are out. And also, there are better places to get thirsty from. And also, we get those 2 hands in there. Well, Quinn's lost. But at least Ulster won, says Katie. Although with the penalty advantage, still one last chance. But the Cake Down showing up for the game. And Stormers are out, says 1, 2, 3. Not yet. Still one last penalty attempt for them, which more than likely they'll go for. Yes, they're going for the scrum now. There's still time on the clock here. One last attack, one last chance to make it a South African derby in the final. Come on, Munster. And there, as well, says Dr. Ezra, there are a few nervous supporters in attendance for this one. Evan Roos is having a drink of Lucozade, making sure that he's got plenty of electrolytes in the body. He's doing a bit of a skip. He's done a huge amount of work out there on the field, and he deserves a try. And he deserves more than one. He's had already his single. And there to go, girl. That is a cute top. Where do you shop? Says Katie Jackson. Was it the one on the left or the one on the right? The one with the kind of crop top one, or the one with the, it's kind of the one over the shoulder, wasn't it? And bloody hell, it did rain in the cricket selection. Yep. Good old English weather, eh? And screw it, Ulster shrugged them off. And Jack Robinson is fit. I have no idea who that is. Now, currently, it is going to be into the hands of Herschel Yankees and shrug off. No rucks, Ulster, and the one with the long sleeve, and the other one, and one no sleeve. Okay, so the one on the right it was, I believe. I like how I managed to pay just enough attention to that to know who it was out of the two. And also, Stormers' bum's going to burn after this. And imagine being a Stormer, says Gareth. It's going to be tough, but the game's not over yet. Still one last scrum. And this is make or break. And I was like, yeah, it was a blue top, super cute. And where will final be if the Stormers lose? Says 1, 2, 3 MS. That's a very good question, but it is going to be in Ulster, or in Ireland at least, for that matchup. So we will have to wait and see how it goes. And who will be able to get themselves the victory in this match. It's still not over, though. I've said that many times, but 82 minutes through, the Ulster side, they have got a man advantage at this point in time. Right, another scrum reset. If Ulster win final was in Belfast, says Birdie V. Okay, so that would be definitely a home field advantage for a home field advantage for Ulster's that sentence that was trying to happen. But yeah, if the Stormers win, it is going to be taking place in South Africa, and it's a South African derby. And Anthony has said, yeah, we lost. And hurry up, Stormers, says Nathan. We've had about 4 scrum resets here, to be honest, and we are just waiting for that final moment. And the worst thing is, if the refereeing continues the way that it has throughout the rest of the game, this is going to be a penalty to Ulster more than likely. Luckily, ball out the back. They're going to be able to use it now. Oh, it's gone up in the front row, and it's going to be another scrum reset. This has been a long time. The final for me will be in a bar, and I'm going to be right back. Going to make a fruit salad for the next game before it starts. Says Katie Dixon, so we will see a little bit later on, possibly, if we do end up doing that game, or we will get to see you guys for, I think, a few videos we've got coming up tomorrow. Uh-oh, cramp. That's real bad cramp for the Ulster man, and he has gone down like a sack of potatoes. That wasn't actually supposed to sound like it was something to do with Irish and potatoes. That is just the saying. So I do apologise if anyone found that offensive. But I was going to say going down like a sack of shit, but I thought that might be a bit rough. And also we got the send us some Katie Dixon, and also Bulls ain't winning in Ulster or in Belfast. Their bus will get pipe bombed, and here comes the Stormers boogeyman. I mean, it's the next game, says Patty. So the next game she is talking about, I believe, is the matchup at 3:30 between, it will be the Northampton Saints and also Leicester Tigers, but I'm not too sure whether or not we are covering that one on the channel Fruit Salad. As I says, Gareth in there, and get ball in and do something. Says a Patty, and also we have got the Ulster, yep, says Dr. Ezra. I think Tom O'Toole has been taken off the field now, and also Cumber Spuds, and second she there as well, says Nathan. And Comma Spuds, yeah, I kind of want spuds now, or chips. I'll take chips at the moment. It is currently 3 a.m. and Stormers have choked. And then, wait, Hamish said a swear word. Nah, you misheard. Must have misheard. And also the Series versus Quins game was fire. It certainly was. And well, New Zealand 491 for 5. But yeah, those two sides just kept on going and going and going. And also we look at that again. Says Peter Lowe. Right. 83 minutes through. And also we have got the, did he have his bum out? No, not quite. He wasn't Ian Henderson. And he didn't give everyone a full moon glance. Or it wasn't even a glance, really. It was a full show from Ian Henderson. It stayed out for a long time. Now they are showing the crowd. It was a good attendance for this game, and they'd love nothing more than a last-minute try in favour of the Stormers to be able to close out this game. But we are 80 minutes through, ladies and gentlemen. If you are new, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. We're going to be back for the URC final. Also, check out that link. It is to the Kiwi Lads Sport YouTube channel, where we are currently sitting on 947 subscribers, 3 away from the 950. Right. Herschel Yankees is about to put this ball in. How many times do we have resets before it becomes a free kick to the Stormers? Is my big question. They have been told to use it. It's gone down in the front row. They have still been told to use it. Now Herschel Yankees. Short ball to Damian Valenza. Meter shorter line. Herschel Yankees, if he fires it wide, run now instead. Evan Ruas tries to stretch out. Unable to do so. And now Herschel Yankees. Could this be an absolute massive moment in the later stages? Now passing it across. Wide ball is the try for the Stormers. And it's a kick to come. Oh, okay, he's just jumped on one of the Ulster players, but that is the try to the Stormers. And they need this kick to win. Better than a dick punch, says Peter. And now, okay, I think it's 15-15 the way that we're sitting. What's happening, Hamish? That is the try out wide. The cutout pass to Warakarantu's back is very sore. And now the kick to come. So Madigan slid into him on the ground and also, yes, baby, let's go. And Stormers win Belfast. But now there's a kick to come, and my heart is beating so fast. And also, if he missed then, I'm leaving him watching the cricket. There's Paddy. If he doesn't get this one over, we go to golden point time, ladies and gentlemen, and a matchup that has just had time after time, something happening in it. And yes, Stormers, says Matthew. Important kick here. Unsuccessful with quite a few of the kicks. The question is whether or not this becomes a yellow card or maybe a penalty from halfway. Is that a thing that they do? So now, 85 and a half minutes through. Great commentary, says David the Mod. I'm nervous for both of these sides. Imagine being a Stormers fan. David, I feel like I shouldn't read those out the way that you guys write them now. But now, the kick for Marnie Lebok. I'm not going to look at the chat from here just because some of you guys will be ahead of me in the game. But if he misses this, we go to golden point. If he gets this one over, or it might even be extra time that we go to. If he misses this for 86 minutes through, now Marnie Lebok. This is as close as a game can get, 86 minutes in. One kick could win it and make it a South African derby in the URC. One miss could make us play for just a little bit longer. Marnie Lebok, this one, he is capable of kicking it, and he is about to line it up to host the final of the URC in the first year that the Stormers are taking part. Can they knock the Ulster team out? We've already seen Leinster knocked out by one South African side. Marnie Lebok, he strikes it. It's a brilliant strike, and it's curled late. No, it went over. He got it, Marnie Lebok. And that is going to be the Stormers now winning that game. And that is the end of the match. The Stormers do it. Massive win. And they will win this game 17 points to 15. And also, we have got Get Your Bums from Petty. And I got an extra time. Congratulations, Stormers, says Katie. It is going to be an all-South African final of the URC. And it's Pro 16 final on Cape Town. And yes. And finally, game ended in there. And also, we have got a whole heap of people in the chat. I appreciate every single one of you for being here. What a finish to this game. You have to say, in the end, I think justice prevailed overall, because at the end of the day, there were a lot of penalties and questionable decisions that did end up going against the Stormers, but they never gave up. They kept on going ways at every game lately as a damn plot of the Mighty Ducks. Cheers, Katie Dixon. Also, my checks are out, says Carl. It also, proves Northern Hemisphere isn't on Super Rugby levels. And also, Bulls vs Stormers final, it is indeed. And what a game, Stormers left too late. There's 123 MS and also awesome stream image. Thank you, says Betty V. No worries at all, mate. And I do appreciate you guys all being here for the end of this match. That'll be heartbreak for Ulster as they were so close, yet so far away from being able to get themselves a win. But they have been able to make themselves through. I'd love to see Leinster versus Ulster just as a third-place playoff, but sadly they don't do it in brilliant Stormers commentary even more so. Says Mane, I do appreciate that a lot. And we will be back with the URC final. We are back with Super Rugby's final next week. Gallagher Premiership, we are going to be doing it. Henderson didn't get his bum out to make a miss, says Patty there. And I don't know whether or not you'd be allowed to do that when a guy's lining up a kick and you pull down your shorts. Just try and distract him a bit. Imagine being Irish, says Gareth. It's unfortunate. 2 games from 2, South Africa have been able to beat the Irish sides. And now they secure themselves. This kick only just snuck over from Marnie Lebok. Inches inside. And the thing is, Marnie Lebok wasn't sure if it went over. Thanks so much for the live stream. Cheers, guys. And then another solid work by the Kiwi lads. Says Nathan, and also we won. And also South Africa versus South Africa, says Etienne. It is indeed. So it's going to be an awesome matchup when we get to see it take place in only 2 weeks' time. Ulster as well, says Isaac. And also thanks for the live commentary, says 123 MS. So I'll quickly have a look. So no matter what, this game is going to be taking place from Cape Town for the final of the URC. Massive win for the Stormers and massive win for the Bulls. Actually, both only winning the game by 2 points and 1 point. It is the URC, really the top comp up here next year in the Euro Cup will be the tallying points, says Flesh. And so, it's going to be exciting. See how it does end up going for that one. But at this stage now, we will quickly go like this. And we will go like this. I'm just going to check exactly what time that game is going to be taking place, although I don't know whether or not they have completely confirmed it as of yet. And all South Africa final, says Andres. Brilliant work. The 2 South African sides and Irish are in trouble. How do they expect to beat New Zealand? But they cannot even win their own tournament, says Cameron. Although, of course, we have a bit more time with the chemistry side of things. I'm no means at all underestimating Ireland because they are going to be a tough side to beat when they do come to New Zealand. But hopefully we do all right in that series. So in 12 days' time, it is going to be the Stormers taking on the Bulls. It says to be determined as the time, but I feel like that will get confirmed relatively soon. Probably somewhere around this same time. Brian Habana in the stands. He's got a massive smile on his dial because he is very happy to see the win go on the way of the South African side. Irish, I read that one. It also all South African final and also be interesting, says Nathan there. And also we will beat New Zealand, can't win everything. And there says Dr. Ezra. 12 days away, Saturday, 25th of June, but that might end up being the Sunday morning game, New Zealand time. I'll quickly see whether or not on my other app it does tell us exactly what time the final is confirmed for, but it will be taking place at Cape Town Stadium and what should be an absolutely epic affair between 2 South African sides. We've seen it many times in the past, whether it is Curry Cup, whether it is going to be in the, Rainbow Cup as well as another competition. We got to see those 2 sides go head to head. I'll quickly go like this and we'll scroll down URC. Okay, it still says to be confirmed for the time of the match, but I assume it will be a middle of the night game for us here in New Zealand as well. How many Irish will travel for the final? So there's 1, 2, 3. Not many, I wouldn't think, seeing as it is 2 South African sides, but hopefully a few still do decide to tune in for it as well. One moment. Also, we have got thanks, Sam, in chat. And also, cheers for the stream, mate. Much love, says Sebastian, right back at you, mate. And the Stormers in there, says Filipino. And in all honesty, Leinster, the whole Irish front row, they got effed up against the Bulls, says Cameron. And also, while Marnie did it when it mattered, he did. He had a couple mistakes earlier on. But luckily, like you said, when it mattered, he was able to get it. And there will be no history made in New Zealand this year. The Irish will have to wait a big level, says Katie Dixon there as well. I'm quite curious about some stats in terms of the position of this game. So I'm just going to have a quick look, see how they say that it did end up ending in the position stats. I believe Ulster would have had more of that ball in the second half than they did in the first, but still not a lot. 57% possession for the Stormers. Territory, 65% for the Stormers there as well. And then alongside that for the tries, they were able to get 3 tries for the Stormers As you can see, they are going across the bottom of the screen there. Balakun, Moore, and also it was a last-minute try for Kaland, who I didn't actually add into the try scorers yet, and I thought the Stormers were going to choke. Says Simsley and taking everyone big. Aroha Whanau. Aroha, sorry, Whanau. And also big love. And also, okay, Cameron Kiakaha with mana. And there, as I says, Dr. Ezra. But 400 metres gained by the Stormers. Clean breaks, they had more. Defenders beaten, they had more. Gain line carries, they had more. Passes, they had more. Offloads, they had less. That is the one thing that they had less of. But they did deserve to be able to get it over the line and win that game. And they left it too late. And also, Ulster made the same mistakes Leinster did. You must take your points when it's on offer. And it comes down to these games winning. Pretty goes, it comes to these games winning. Pretty goes out the window. Winning is winning. And also, we have got the England are trying to fight here. So here's a pity. And also, they left it too late. And also, the red, the green, the blue, the yellow, the black. And hey, Kiwi lads, what a game. It was a brilliant one. In the end, Stormers, they were able to get themselves that last-minute try. And an absolutely brilliant kick from the touchline from Marnie Lebok. It was not an easy one by any sense of the word. But that man did just what he needed to get the one over in the Stormers home sweet home. And yep, home final for them in 2 weeks' time. And we will be covering that one on the channel as well. But nonetheless, thank you all very much for tuning in. If you haven't already, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Also, check out the Kiwi Lad Sport, as we are on the road to 950 subscribers over there. And we are currently sitting on 948. So we are only 2 away. So if you do want to help us out, be sure to check that out. And Kiwi dedicated to rugby, says Simp Slayer. Yeah, no matter the time of the night, like we're currently sitting 3:05 a.m., but this was a game I was not missing. And I am very glad that I stayed up for it to get to see it. I hope they play at night, says Simp Slayer. Yeah, nah, I think they'll probably ruin it and they'll have it like 3 a.m. kickoff for us here in New Zealand. But we will still be up and we will still be watching along for the final matchups. However, teams need to be more clinical in finishing. Says 123 MS in the chat as well. But yeah, both of these sides, head-to-head South African derby next week should be entertaining. And, sorry, not next week, the week after. The Curry Cup, I believe, is actually next week, isn't it? Or is it the week after too? But the good news is, South African sides, they are not going to have to travel too far. Definitely not the Stormers. The other side will have to get back into the country. Of course, that is going to be the Bulls. But once they are back, they will be extremely excited. Cheetahs play the Bulls in not too long at all. But the playoff games are going to be taking place next week. And then the final is also taking place on Sunday. We also got our new member from Nick DeYaga. So thank you very much, mate, for hitting that membership button. I will put that up on the screen as well. And also welcome. Yo, welcome, bro. Says Petty and KG in there as well. But the next game that has taken place, I believe it is the Gallagher Premiership, Northampton Saints taking on the Leicester Tigers. I'll probably end up watching that game outside of a live stream as it is only about 23 minutes away. And we'll be announcing the All Black squad on here, says Nathan. I certainly will be. I'm hoping to either do the live stream if I get back from Timaru in time, but it would be possibly maybe just a video form, but we'll see how we go. I'll also do a post with the Rugby Guru. That'll be great as well, says Barry Green. Although we will probably end up, is that for the final, Barry, possibly? Because I feel like that would be the perfect time to do it. And so thanks so much, good stream. And also with the All Black side tomorrow or later on today, we are actually going to be doing a couple of videos based around that All Black squad before it is announced, such as who are the players that we think might be able to get in and our starting lineups and squads, everything along those lines. So be sure to tune in for the channel for that, I guess, is a good way of wording it. But thank you all very much for tuning in. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. And also, we're there, the Kiwi Lads, or welcome to the Kiwi Lads, says Nathan. And also, smaller Curry Cup teams need international matches. And today, the final was perfect, says Barry Green there as well. So I will get in contact with him and see what we can work out for the final, possibly. But yeah, hopefully I can organise that for you guys in the 2 weeks' time. And also, would you collab with Guru for the next match? Says Simp Slayer, as in like the Curry Cup, or as in the URC next match, Simp Slayer? Do let me know. I feel like I was about to end, wasn't I? But I feel like I could probably chat for a little bit longer. Might be better than just ending on a whole heap of questions. But I'll find you some more stats to do with this game while we are waiting in there. And also the wicket, says Batty Wagon. So that is not good news. Is it Daryl Mitchell who's gone out? Or is it the other man at the crease, Bracewell? Batty, do let me know. But Rob Bellacune scoring the early try in this game. John Cooney did get that kick over. Or actually missed that first kick. And then Stuart Moore was able to score the other try. Warwick Gallant, Irfan Ruas, and then Jean Jacques Kutsia. Also JJ Kutsia. And also we've got their live stream together for the URC final. I mean, we could see whether or not there's a way. I know that the delay makes it a little bit trickier kind of talking at a similar time, if that makes sense. But, Bracewell on 49, that sucks for us. And also, what do you think of Lebok performance? Says it was Barry Green. But I'll see what I can do, Simslayer, and see what we can find out and how we can get it to work well and kind of smoothly, I guess. And also, Anderson was a bowler, says batting into the ABs. If they lose to Ireland, we'll give South Africa a game. And there says Dr. Ezra, and also good game. Did hope Storms would win. They were able to do just that. And also, Lebok needs to improve, though, says Simslayer. And Bracewell on 49, unfortunate for him, says Sebastian there. Oh, sorry, it was Sebastian. Sorry, I thought that was Paddy for a second, but yeah, unlucky for him. But we will get to watch a little bit of the cricket tomorrow night as well. I believe myself and maybe my dad will be doing another live stream. But I do thank you all very much for tuning in. Literally, I could talk all evening if I don't shut up now. So I should end this live stream before my voice completely disappears. Unless, thank you all very much for tuning in. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. And we'll see you all